What's going on, everybody? I'm live again. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been live. I've been really busy. It was a huge crunch trying to get Lego Batman: The Battle of Arkham City done in time. I'm a little bit dark here. Let me see if I can fix that. But it's great to see you guys in the chat here. Let me just pull the live stream link over to Discord. So in a couple of minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play through Arkham City, the most recent episode of Lego Batman, the Battle of Arkham City, and I'm just going to give like a little bit of a creator commentary on it, from both the story aspects and the technical side of how I made it and all that. I'm sure you guys are like somewhat curious as to how I put it together. What's going on, Unstoppable Apple, Oak99? What's going on, Minifigure, Gamer's Eye, Ice King 472, what's going on, Trooper Geo, Studio Smith, OTC Studios, The Bricks, you also count as a person, yes you do. It's great to see you guys in the chat. Let me just post this in the thing. Yeah, I think that's the right one. I got a much better thumbnail this time, thanks to the Action Brick, who I was chatting with him on Discord, and he gave me the advice that I should use the thumbnail from the video when I do these and then have like discussion at the bottom. So I took his advice on that, and that was definitely useful. I feel like we might get a few more clicks on the video, some more people interested because of that. Oh, what's going on? Tajay Samuda, Tajay. One of those I think is right? I am having a good day. Thank you, Unstoppable Apple. I'm just going to grab my Discord link, and I'm going to post it right here in the chat. So if you guys want to jump into the Discord, or make a Discord if you don't have one, then that'd be great, because that's where we do a lot of chatting, and I give you guys a lot more detailed updates. It's a lot easier to reach me on there if you have a question about a video I'm doing or something like that. Gamer's Eye is asking, you see Forest Fire 101's recent vid, which, like, one of his live streams or one of his animations? I've seen his most recent animations, for sure. Yeah, he does a great job. Like, that guy, he's got to be, if not the best, he's one of the best animators on YouTube, with Lego, at least. Because I don't know about animators who use other things besides Lego, but not very familiar with those, so I can't speak on that. But what's going on, Ollie Harrison? Oh, right on. I got it right. Sweet. Not the Batman Joker party. Okay. Just a question. The Battle for Arkham, how long did it take to make? It took... I was writing it on and off. It was hard to figure out how to tie up a lot of these characters in a way that's not going to take forever and that's not going to feel rushed. But I spent about a year writing it. And it wasn't like constantly working on it. Like I'd write a little bit, I'd throw some ideas down, and then I'd go work on some other stuff for a couple of months, and then I'd come back and I'd say, well, all right, let's take a look at this with fresh eyes again, and then let's see what's going on here. I knew how it was going to end for a long time. I knew how it was going to begin. I knew we had to pick up from amazing username, dude. What's going on? Airborne Productions, how you doing? Luxor Shark, how you doing, man? But Lego Maddie Studio NL Brick Study. What's going on, dude? That's a long username, man. JFighter11, great to see you. Am I going to post this stream? Yeah, this stream will be, if I don't keep it public, it'll be unlisted, and you just have to go to my channel page, and you'll see a playlist toward the bottom of my homepage on my channel that's called Live Stream Archive. That has all the streams I've ever done, virtually. You know what I mean? Like, there's some really old ones I don't have, but most of the streams I've done, every stream I've done this summer is in there if you want to go back and rewatch those. I don't keep them posted. I don't want to clog up my uploads section of my channel, but the playlist live stream archive has all of this, and this will be there too. I'll probably keep it public for at least a few hours after we're done here today, but so I can't even say your username, dude. It's going to be hard to interact with you in chat, this guy. Yeah, glad to see you're doing good, Airborne Productions. But okay, so to continue answering that question, on and off I spent about a year writing it and just trying to nail down the story. And I know there's story points in there that are just straight up from, you know, The Dark Knight Rises, even a little tiny piece from Batman Begins in there. But I feel that I took those and I twisted them and fit them into my separate story here in a fairly original way. You know, there was a brick film reviewer who was uh, most critical about the story, and I got a good score for the story on this one. But he said of everything, I think he thought the story was overshadowed by the Dark Knight trilogy, and I would agree to some extent with that. But at the same time, you have things like I would recommend watching this if you haven't seen it yet. But when Batman's fighting Bane, you have the, I was born in the darkness and I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and by then it was only blinding. That in the movies, that was something that Bane was saying while he was beating Bruce, and I flipped it. I kind of put a little bit of a new twist on it, and I made it so that it was something Bane was saying right before he was defeated. He thought he had the upper hand, and I thought it would be really interesting to. That's why it's good to take time writing these things, because you get to have these little ideas of how to put a twist on things. I thought it would be really interesting to have Bane reveal his weakness. That in a way the light is blinding to him. So have Batman make the whole place dark, and then Bane reveals his weakness. In a really confident way. He feels like he's boasting. But he's revealing his weakness. So Batman all of a sudden turns the lights back on. Bane is blinded. We get that shot blurring in and out of Bane, and then Batman's like right there, whop, and gets him. And I thought that was a really cool twist on something we've seen before. So I thought that was pretty well done, if I do say so myself. But I mean, I'm sure other people have different opinions. If you ask them, JTH Studios, great to see you, buddy. Uh, have I seen Batman Hush yet? No, I haven't seen that. I have not seen that. The Croc fatality had me laughing. How suddenly the kill was. Yeah, right at the beginning. We'll get to this in a minute. I'll start playing the actual video, and then I'll give my little commentary on it. Let me actually make my little person here a little tinier, so we can focus on the video with just a little tinier me in the corner here. If the Dark Knight game was not canceled, would you play it? Oh, 100%. 100%. Absolutely. I'm so upset that they canceled that game. And at that point when they canceled it, that was kind of when you started to see this decline where there were specifically the game version of a movie coming out alongside a movie every time a big summer blockbuster would come out, like a Spider-Man or a Batman or a Star Wars or something. There would always be a movie and then a game that was the same exact story as the movie with added stuff, and you could kind of play through the movie as if it was a game. Now they do it differently. Now it's like, okay, here's the summer blockbuster movie, Star Wars, whatever, and then here's a game that's like kind of related. It's not the movie as a game, it's just a game. It's like maybe an open world game or something like that, and that's still cool. But it was really nice back when you could kind of play through the movie as if it was a game. I'm going to miss that. You don't see that anymore. Nick Lego with the question we've all been waiting for. When is the next Lego Motel? Excuse me there. The next Lego Motel, I got 2 episodes in the works right now, and I am working on them, but I'm becoming increasingly busy. I have some pretty big work things going on right now. Some of the guys I chat with in Discord know what's going on, what I'm working on at the moment. But it's going to take up a lot of my time, and at the beginning of September I'm starting an online degree. Well, I'm halfway through it. I'm going to be finishing an online degree because that's, I feel like that's just a productive thing to do while I have time. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be pretty busy, but I do have new projects in the works, and it's going to, you're not going to see like a bunch of videos coming out every week at this point. I'm gonna take some time to develop some really cool projects and make sure the next couple episodes of Lego Motel are the best I can make them, and you'll get those in due time. Hopefully, I can still release something every few weeks, maybe every month. I think, because I'm working on a really big project right now. It's a Star Wars animation. I think it's about time I do that. I came back to Lego Motel. I came back to Lego Batman. I think it's time now I do another Star Wars one. And pretty soon it'll be the prime period to make a Star Wars film. Nick Lego understands, but he's got to go. He's working. All right, well, have fun at work, man, or get some work done if it's not fun. But you know, have a good day either way. Luxor Shark says, "What's going on, Future Merrimack?" Luxor Shark says there was actually going to be a Justice League movie with Army Hammer as Batman. I heard about that. Yeah, yeah, that happens a lot. They start a movie up and they cancel it for one reason or another. Be glad he gave you a review at all since he told me my stuff is too long. What happened? I don't know what's going on. What are you guys talking about? Unstoppable Apple says, "Can I just say the animation of the Battle of Arkham City? I think the lighting was amazing." Thank you so much. Yeah, the lighting was something I put a lot of work into, and I can talk about that more when I do my little director's commentary here in a minute. Um, yeah, I just want to try to get to at least most of these questions here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out in the chat. Airborne Productions with the 199 super chat, dude. Thank you so much, man. That's amazing. I really appreciate that. Holy crap. I never expect to get super chats, and then when I do, it just like makes my whole day. Is it gonna pop up? There it is. Okay. Right there. Good job, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me when you guys can peel off a couple of bucks and throw them my way just to say, hey, I like your stuff. That always means a lot to me. I'm not making any money on this most recent episode of Lego Batman because there was just certain segments of music I really knew I wanted to use, and to do that I had to take the copyright hit and just kind of be like, okay, WMG or UMG or whoever owns this, you take the money. It's you taking my $100 or whatever lifetime revenue I'm going to make off this video is a lot better than me paying $25,000 for the commercial playback rights of this music. So that's a fair trade. You keep the ad revenue, I'll keep the music. Perfect, exactly how I planned. But yeah, so the super chat really helped. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's a few extra bucks for free. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Airborne Production says no. You. All right, thanks, buddy. Luxor Shark says, I mean, I watch ads on your videos just to help you out. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you guys who are liking the videos, hitting the like button specifically and leaving comments and all that stuff. And the nicest thing you can always do is share, just like they teach you in kindergarten. Share the video, because the nicest thing you can do is share. That just helps it spread around and get more people to watch it. Brick Me Studio says, hey, I only started watching your channel a few days ago. I love your animation, and this is one of my favorite. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I put a lot more work into this one than I have in my previous ones. I think this is probably the one I've worked hardest on. Paid a lot more attention to the lighting and the framing, my angle choice, and especially the animation. I was looking back at some of the older episodes of my Lego Batman series, and yeah, the animation is, for me, it's progressed quite a bit. Like, it used to be pretty choppy, a little bit hard to watch, but now it's better. So I really appreciate you guys noticing that and pointing it out, and I love getting positive feedback on my stuff. Trooper Geo says, now I feel bad for running ad blocker. Nope, don't feel bad, dude. I'm not the one getting the ads most of the time. I'm not the one getting the ad revenue most of the time. It's the people who own the music that I'm using who get it. So don't even worry about it, dude. TJ Samuda says, do you try to make your videos funny? I try to have, even in something like Lego Batman, I try to have a little bit of humor. And in something like Lego Motel, obviously the whole idea of that is for it to be funny and to some degree clever. So that, yeah, I do. I would say I do try to make my videos funny. There's a couple of good little funny moments in the new Lego Batman, like the Joker and the Penguin's little beginning scene there. That was pretty funny in a spot. And then you have Grayson wearing this kind of prototype Batman armor / Nightwing armor, and he's not sure how to use the suit. That was a little bit funny. There's moments. What's my next animation project? I think I have the cast laid out here on my desk, and I've been, once in a while I look at it and I try to add to the story a little bit. It's going to be about Mace Windu. It's going to take place right after Order 66. We're going to pick up with Mace Windu after he falls out of the window with his hand cut off, and we're going to see what he does after that. He kind of becomes this guy in hiding, and very few people, in the bowels of Coruscant, he's kind of made this modest home, and he's like a vigilante a little bit, and he kind of helps people here and there who really need it when it suits him. and he's got a little bit of a dark side to him now. Palpatine's lightning did something to him, and he's almost kind of a gray Jedi now. He's riding that line, and he very few people know that he's actually a Jedi, and someone finds out who has a Force-sensitive child, and bounty hunters, Boba Fett and a few other bounty hunters are working for the Empire, tracking down children who are Force-sensitive, and they're trying to find this kid and bring him to the Emperor so they can either turn him into a bad guy or kill the kid. And so Mace Windu's got to make a decision. Do I help these people, or do I keep being a dark, broody, sad guy? You know, and it's like that kind of thing. That's where it's at right now. It's like Logan, but with Mace Windu. That's what I like to say. But JTH Studio says nothing wrong with monetization. Many of my videos are, but I appreciate it when people take the extra step to use copyrighted music to enhance the film. Exactly. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, man, because sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yeah, I would love to make money on this, but this song is too good. I have to use this song. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And the song is so good that it really brings the scene up to another level it wasn't at. So I'm totally fine with them taking the money. Like I'm never salty about that, because I know, like, if I didn't have that song, the scene would be a lot worse. So honestly, I'm happy to give them the money if I can just make the scene as good as possible. Because I don't do this for the money. I do this just because it's fun, and I like making things that are good, or at least better than the last thing that I made, and et cetera, et cetera. So in a couple of minutes, I'm just going to take a few more questions from you guys. I'm going to start this up, and I'll kind of give my commentary, and I'll also try to take questions during the commentary as much as possible. But so that should take about 15 minutes for me to get through this and just kind of give my thoughts technically and story-wise about the film. Mr. Boone Jr. says, it's great to see how far you've come. I've been watching since Darkest Night. Wow. Wow, you're a veteran, dude. I appreciate that. Let me just scoot over here, get the lighting right on the camera so the green screen stops being weird. Yeah, I don't know. There's a little bit of green screen issue, but I think it's, for the most part, it's not that bad. Be cool to see Robin or Batgirl. Yeah, so we're going to... In War for Gotham, which is the next series I'm working on after this, it's really the next season of my Lego Batman series. Arkham City, even though it ran for like 2.5 years, I count that as like one season of the show. Dark Knight was another season, and Origins was the first season. The next season is called War for Gotham, and we're going to be building up to this even more epic battle for the survival of Gotham, and even potentially surrounding cities like Metropolis, and you know, maybe there will be other stuff like that in there. And I definitely want to see Batgirl in there. I was talking to my buddy who I used to bounce. We both work on things and we bounce ideas off each other. Now he had seen Battle for Arkham City, and we were talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, is this character going to be Batgirl, or is this character going to be Batgirl?" And we started talking about possibilities for that, and it got my juices flowing. And I realized, yeah, now I know who Batgirl is going to be, and by Batgirl I mean Batwoman. I feel like Batwoman is just a cooler name, so we're skipping Batgirl. We're gonna go right to Batwoman. But she's not going to be super crazy SJW Batwoman. She's just going to be Batwoman. And I think that'll be interesting, just to kind of build up Batman's team. That'll be a lot of fun. Random question, can you do a flip? Can I do a flip? Probably not. I can attempt a flip, but I'm not confident that I would survive. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just land straight down on my neck. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I'm not terribly athletic. I'm not out of shape, but I'm not like incredibly athletic. Is the female cop with the black hair in Arkham City 5 Kate Kane? It's one of the female cops. I haven't necessarily decided which one. I think she would be a good Batgirl, actually. Yeah, come to think of it, I had either her or another one in mind, and I think now that you're saying that, I think you might be onto something. You might have the better idea. You might be onto that. Bat-Hound, yeah. We had Bat-Hound in the Battle of Arkham City. It was Chris Nolan Bat-Hound. He was just that dog that was there who fought the zombies with them and survived. That's officially canonically Bat-Hound. He's never gonna wear a costume or anything, but he's pretty much Bat-Hound. And in War for Gotham, Gordon is actually gonna have that dog with him, like that. A little bit of a spoiler, but it happens right off the bat. Like Gordon's wife and his kid are gone. Like she's really traumatized from Gordon not taking them out of the city, and what ended up happening to her. She ended up turning into a zombie, and like thankfully she turned back human, but and their marriage already wasn't in a good place. There's like hints of that throughout the series. So in the beginning of War for Gotham in Volume 1, she takes the kid and leaves, and he's kind of on his own, and it's going to be just him and this dog in this empty house, and Gordon's going to be sad. Gordon is going to get crapped on a little bit in the next episode. That's all I'll say. He's going to get crapped on. But Trooper Geo says it would be cool to see Mace Windu having to team up with a clone trooper who disobeyed Order 66, thus bringing a lot of trust issues and have a great character development. That's a great idea. I'm going to keep that in mind. That's actually a really good idea. Not where I was going to go with it, but I think that could be a good supporting character to throw in there. Thank you for that. That's really good. Have you started to create War for Gotham yet, and when do you think it will be finished? The first War for Gotham is going to be another doozy. It's going to take a while. The War for Gotham Volume 1, I think, can come out relatively soon. Hopefully September. It really depends what ends up happening with my work and how I end up balancing that with my online school. If I start to get a hold of that and get the hang of it pretty quickly, then we can see a lot more videos and stuff. But if I find myself a little bit overwhelmed, then it's gonna be a little bit longer between videos. But I'm still gonna make the videos. I always come back. I take long breaks, but I always come back, and I'm gonna try to get. I think the next thing I'm starting is the Mace Windu thing, and then that's gonna take a long time. Probably at least a month. Like if I start shooting it tomorrow, which is kind of the plan, it's gonna take a month before that's ready. And then War for Gotham Volume 1 is almost fully written, and then I can start shooting that probably. I would hope a month from now at the latest, and if what might end up happening is I shoot a little bit of the Mace Windu stuff and then I go into post with it early and try to do some tests, visual effects tests to see what I can do. And while I'm doing that, I can take a break, clear my mind, do the rewrites after I've edited a little bit of it together like I normally do, and then I can go back to Batman for a little while, and then I can come back to Mace Windu with fresh eyes and kind of juggle the projects a little bit. Is your Batman series based off The Dark Knight? Yeah. Origins, Dark Knight, obviously, and Arkham City are all heavily based on the Nolan trilogy, and once we move into War for Gotham, it's going to be completely original. I've almost fully written the first volume of War for Gotham, and there's almost nothing, aside from the characters being there, there's really not much from the Nolan trilogy that I'm borrowing from, like specific dialogue, specific moments. It's all completely original. So that it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, where we're going to go after the Battle of Arkham City. I should have the Riddler in War for Gotham. Yeah, I think the Riddler will turn up, probably in Volume 2, maybe at the end of Volume 1. We're going to be playing on the mystery of who is that smiling mob guy from the end of Battle of Arkham City. Who is that? We'll play to that. That'll be something we play around with. We get people thinking, what's the mystery behind that character? That's something I don't think there'll be a moment terribly soon where we'll just be like, oh, this is who it is, and now you know. It'll be a mystery for a little while, I think that's the best way to handle it. LLO Cinema says Hush. Yeah, maybe it's Hush. Could be Hush. No, someone else thinks so too. It would be pretty cool to see Red Hood join Batman's team in War for Gotham. That would be cool, but we'd have to really speed up Robin's arc. We'd have to have him become Red Hood like very quickly. I mean, he just became like this pseudo Nightwing, so I don't know how we do that. Keep it hush hush, yeah. Wink wink, dude. When Mace Windu fell out of the window, it was shocking. Yeah. Right. It was a noble effort to take down Palpatine. We should all give him a hand. But all right, I'm gonna start this up and I'll just start talking about it. So I knew we were gonna have a battle sequence. I knew there was gonna be a battle sequence before the opening credits, and I knew I wanted the opening shot to be pretty exciting, like a oneer almost, where we come down, and I'll play it one more time. So this shot took a whole night. Like this one continuous shot, that was a whole day of shooting basically, and by that I mean like 6 hours. Setting it up took forever. I did one take that was a rehearsal where I wasn't shooting frames, I was just like marking my positions and stuff. I also thought it was really important to show the consequences of violence here. I was talking about that in the Discord a lot before this came out, where I was like, I really want to focus on like how, the price of winning and how. This is my favorite shot of the whole film right here, because the lens flare looks like tears falling from the statue's eyes, and it's just, to me, that's like my favorite shot probably ever in any of my Lego things. And it's like the shot's not even that big of a deal, but I just love it. Some cool visual effects there, but I did want to focus a lot on the consequences of violence, and we do. It's cool. We get to see some guy get his head exploded and like some pretty gruesome stuff, but I want to have sad music a little bit after that and take a moment to be like, oh my God, look, dead person, dead lady, dead guy, and have a moment where we're like, oh my God, yeah, like battle scenes are cool, but wow, that's rough, and it's pretty sad actually when you think about it. I wanted to have big moving shots like that. That's done handheld and then smoothed over in post, so it wasn't as shaky. That's just me moving toward the building handheld with a wide angle lens. This scene was a lot of fun to do. This was one of the first scenes I shot for Battle of Arkham City. It was a lot of fun making statements about the characters with the light, having the Joker kind of fall into shadow in certain moments. Like here, he's fully lit, and then he comes a little bit into shadow as he laughs. And it's like, yeah, maybe he was joking. And then completely in shadow as he walks over and picks up the gun. And, those little subtle things I thought were really fun to put into the scene. Do I watch Gotham? I don't watch Gotham. That's a great question. How many frames per second do you shoot your movies in? I shoot anywhere from, in one shot, not even in one scene, in any one shot, I can go from 24 frames a second down to 12 frames a second and up to 30. And how I don't know if anybody else does this, but like, that's just what works best for me because I'm not the best animator. And sometimes I shoot something and it'll look really good in 24, or I'll shoot something and I'll put it together in 24 and I'm like, this isn't working, and I'll run it in 12. And it'll look a lot better. So that's something that happens to me a lot. I love Breaking Bad, by the way, just to answer your question. So in any given scene or shot, the frame rate changes quite a bit. To me, it's really noticeable because I know it's happening. But if you're kind of just watching as the viewer, it's a little bit harder to pick up on. But I'm sure a lot of veteran animators are noticing what I'm doing there, where it's like some shots are super smooth, 24 or 30. And some shots are 12 or less, even in key moments, some moments. How do you make the Batwing fly? I could use that. I make the Batwing fly in a variety of ways. Some of it is green screen. Let me actually go back. So we're at 212. Let me go back and actually explain this. That shot right there is practical, believe it or not. This piece right here. Right as it flies by, what I ended up doing was, can I step back with frames? No, I can't. Okay. So I have a barbecue skewer, and I promise this will make sense. I just gotta pause it at the right moment. Oh, I missed it again. Anyway, let me get it, guys. Give me a chance here. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Okay. Okay, that's close enough. So I don't need to get the barbecue skewer. It's just this long, thin metal rod, and I just used black electrical tape to tape it to the bat so I could hold my hand here in front of the backdrop of the sky, which actually I use this monitor. It's a pretty huge monitor, so I can just put up a sky on it. There's a fly in here. I can put up like a night sky or something, and then set up my scenes in front of that. And since it's all happening in camera, it's out of focus when it needs to be out of focus. There's a little bit of blue light from the sky spilling onto the set. I don't have to worry about the weird green screen look where it's like, oh, this thing is probably not there because it would be emitting light, and it's not the light isn't interacting with the set, because I'm not like a professional Hollywood effects guy. I'm just kind of slapping green screen effect on things. So I do green screen a little bit here and there, but for this, oh crap, that's really good advice. Thank you, man. Okay. Oh, we can frame by frame it, dude. Thank you so much. That's very useful advice. Oak99, I love you. All right. So in this shot, you can kind of almost see the masking here. So there's a barbecue skewer. I don't think that's it. That might actually be it. I think that's part of the barbecue skewer, but it looks like it could be one of the laser cannons. It goes by so fast. Yeah, that's literally part of the barbecue skewer. I'm ruining the magic right now, and I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you how I did this. And so in the original raw frame, you see my hand like right in front of the screen here, like on the left side of the screen. You just see my hand holding the other side of this barbecue skewer, and one frame at a time, I'm just kind of moving my hand a little bit to make the thing look like it's flying, and then I just mask it out. And then we transition to this part, and we see the bat fly through here. This was a green screen. So this is the bat being shot on green screen and then being defocused and green screened into the shot and just kind of zooming through. It's so fast that it doesn't matter if it's the best key, you know, if the edges are a little, you know, falling apart or something. But Airborne Productions, I don't know what you're talking about, man, but but thanks. Yeah, so that's how I did that. And then this was a cool little effect. There, you go from an actual Lego piece she's holding to this green screened in. This is keyed in. This little thing as it's falling. This pack of dynamite, and then once it hits the ground, it becomes real again. And that was an interesting experience to put together. The legendary blue shirt. Yes, thank you. All right, so we were about 2 minutes in. Okay, this next shot. This shot was done on I shot this on an iPhone. I did this in slow motion. So this basically, I use an iPhone. I do the camera movement really fast. I start in the window with the phone because that lens is small enough to kind of fit really close into there to get that start there and end wide. So I started there and then I just pulled it back really fast, played it back in super slow motion, and it became this really smooth, almost like helicopter shot. So that's how I did that.
If this works, she'll wake up.
The legendary blue shirt. Yes, I already read that. Just so you remember, we were at 212. Yes, thank you so much. So of course we've been setting up for the almost all of Arkham City that Nora Freeze we need to find her cure, and that's Mr. Freeze's motivation, and he dies agreeing with Bruce Wayne that Bruce will find the cure. So we jump right into that here. We finally see her wake up. She asks where her husband is, and boom, there he is. But he's in a totally different location. He's where we last left him. But now the League of Shadows are here, and they're discussing... I do like jazz. A little bit unrelated, but I like jazz. And we have them discussing how this guy betrayed the other villains of Gotham, the Joker betrayed them and killed the Penguin, so the League of Shadows is just going to kill the villains of Gotham that they were working with as well. If they're just going to betray each other, then what's the point of even trusting them? They're going to betray us too. So now that's setting up what's going to happen in War for Gotham, where you have the villains of Gotham City are one army, League of Shadows are another army, and then the good guys, cops and Batman and other vigilantes, those are another army. So it's like a three-way battle we're building up to in War for Gotham.
You want me to join the good guys?
Cool custom Ra's al Ghul, thank you so much. So this scene is where I begin I needed to make some kind of attempt to make Two-Face not a background character anymore and give him something. So we give him a little bit of this ruminative, thoughtful, like, character moment where he's not a good guy, but he's also, in this scene, he's not a bad guy. He's convincing Catwoman, he's explaining to her why she should do something good, because the Penguin had all these benefits he had promised them. They're going to be rich and they're going to control Gotham, and then now he's dead. And the Joker is going to plunge everything into chaos, and Two-Face doesn't like that. So he's convincing Catwoman to be good. And we start to think, oh, okay, is Two-Face going to be good too? But he says, no, it's too late for me. Whatever they did to keep me alive, it's not working. I'm dying. And then, okay, the legendary rain effect. We're going to talk about this. But then later on, we see Two-Face do some horrible things for the purpose of revenge. Not because he's pure evil or because he hates Gotham or whatever. It's just he has a problem with Gordon, specifically. So he goes and he messes with Gordon. So Two-Face, in general, in his heart, he is full of hate, but he understands what's good for the city. And he still deep down wants necessarily what's good for Gotham. Or at least in his damaged psyche, what he thinks is good for Gotham, and he's not just pure evil. And I think that was important to take a moment in this film and go back and culminate that, because Two-Face becomes Two-Face at the end of Dark Knight, and then for all of Arkham City he's becoming more and more Two-Face. And I thought for this kind of semi-finale of this section of the series, we want to give Two-Face something. We want to bring him in for a landing. So, Master Builder Luke 27, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining the stream. J Fighter 11 says is Two-Face dead? Well, Gordon shot him, and then he fell down and he didn't get back up. I'm gonna go ahead and say he's dead. But yeah, let me know if I'm lagging or anything, guys, or whatever. I noticed someone disliked it. I don't know if that's because I'm rambling on too much and I'm not saying anything useful, or if maybe the stream was lagging or something. Maybe I didn't read their comment. I don't know. I'm sorry, whoever that was. Godzilla 89.8, is the Joker figure custom or in a set? That Joker figure, most of that Joker figure is from the UC Ultimate Collector Series Tumblr. The Batmobile from the Dark Knight trilogy that came out like maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago at this point. And the hairpiece is a really old hairpiece. It's just my Clone Wars Anakin hairpiece that I kind of sloppily painted green, and the paint has been chipping off ever since. Like whatever, 10 years ago I did that. And so I used that. And I like that hairpiece. It has a creepy look. It's still a little bit Joker green, but it's got some grit to it. You can see the brown hair under it. You can see kind of this weird, creepy, like uneven paint look to it. But so this rain effect, I answered this in the comments of the video, but I'll also answer it here. This was done by when I do rain, it has to be done in 24 frames per second. So whenever you see rain stuff, I'm doing that at 24 frames per second, and every frame has to be a new frame. I can't repeat frames necessarily most of the time. And so I shoot a frame and I spray a bunch of water with a spray bottle, depending how wide the shot is. If it's a close-up like this, I can get away with 1 or 2 sprays. With a wide shot, like we had just seen before, it's going to be more like 5 or 6 sprays to get it going like that. So we need to create the illusion that water is constantly hitting him, right? So we don't want any of these little bubbles to stay the same for more than 1 or 2 frames. And also I added a pre-keyed rain effect. So it's just kind of, I found this online somewhere, just rain in front of a green screen, which was very hard to key because the rain is like transparent and you can barely spot it in front of the green. So it took a lot of finagling to figure out how to get the rain to separate from the green. And then there was still a little bit of green on the rain, so I desaturated it a whole bunch and blurred it, and we ended up with this. So you end up with rain that I rescale depending how wide the shot is. With a shot like this, I need to spray like a lot of water. My desk was flooding with water when I was shooting this scene. It was actually very uncomfortable, and it started because the camera was so close. This is really close to the set with a wide-angle lens, and I had I had an LED lighting fixture with like a really not the most stable connection, like a cable in there, and I was like, is that going to get covered with water? Are we all going to die? Like, what's going to happen here? I don't I don't want anything bad to happen. You know, I had an iPhone light here on the left side of the screen, hidden behind the building, and it was just getting wrecked with water. And it was an older iPhone that I use for lighting, one of them, and that one isn't waterproof, so I had to put that in a plastic bag and just kind of cram it as far away out of frame as possible. And that was just getting wrecked with water, so the plastic bag helped it not completely die. And so I don't know what that means, add face but remove eyes. Do I storyboard my movie? Sometimes. I storyboard certain sequences, important sequences, and then at a certain point I just like to get on set and... Because you can say like, oh, I want a medium of this and a close of this, and there's only so much detail you can use. You can pre-plan before you realize, like, I'm just going to have to get on set and do this. And that's the way I work best, is setting up the set and then lighting it creatively, like kind of like here I'm on the right side of the screen here, I'm shining a blue light through a ladder, and it creates this nice shadow here. That's an interesting texture of light. Did I create the buildings or did I buy them? All of these are pre-bought buildings. I make little modifications to them so they're not too colorful or too this or too that, but I mostly just keep them the same. This is the straight ahead of us building here is Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. That's a set from Infinity War. And then on the left side of the screen here we see the town square, the Assembly Square, which is like the biggest modular building that's out right now. I bought that specifically for this film because I realized I need some big city shots and I don't have enough buildings. And then on the right we have the Emporium, the Grand Emporium. And I have another one that's in certain shots, but that one's kind of green and it's got very French architecture. It's the Parisian restaurant. And I found that a little bit less useful in a lot of these scenes, a lot of these big wide shots. So that's how I did the rain effect. I really appreciate you guys saying nice things about the lighting and all that. I did put some good work on that. Put a lot of work into
We
that.
can extract the compound.
So here, this was an interesting thing. So I shot this scene and I couldn't find my gray syringe. So all I had was a green syringe. So I shot it with a green syringe, and then I realized actually in post what I can do is key out the green as if it was a green screen and turn the whole syringe gray, and then create a keyframed wipe and like a mask that just wipes across the screen, and it'll look like the syringe is filling up with green zombie blood. So that was how I did that effect. That was a lot of fun.
If it works,
So we got the really nice revolving shot. That's another 30 frame per second deal. That's how you get those looking so smooth. Just slowly turning the set, not turning the camera. Here's a little game of bricks light right there. I can use the mouse to point at things. I just realized I should have been doing that this whole time. So we have Joker kind of telling everyone they're free to do whatever they want, and and we hint at this little guy behind the scenes, smiling hat guy.
Screwed us all over.
And we start to see there's a little bit of dissent in the crowd. I thought it was important to. This scene almost got cut. I was almost on the fence about that. I was like, maybe we don't need this scene in there. It's already pretty long. The action brick. What's going on, brother? It's great to see you in the chat, man. I'm just doing a little commentary on the battle for Arkham City. Who voices Joker? I do all the male voices in this one. I hired a professional voice actress to do Nora Freeze and Catwoman. She's really good at doing both an American and a British accent. She's actually British, but she also does a great American accent. She did all the female voices. I did all the male voices in this one, for better or for worse, but it was easy. I could just kind of sit down and do all the voices and not have to worry about directing another actor. And it was such a crunch putting this together. It was like, I was working on this 54 minutes before it was supposed to come out, and it was still like 15-20 minutes late to upload. So this was very stressful. I didn't sleep for 48 hours when I was putting this together and finishing this before, and I even had to delay it. I wasn't getting sleep and I still had to delay it. So this was very tough. I had to rest a lot after this was done. And this is where I officially realized release dates are not a good idea. I should just make things, and then when they're done, I can tell people when they're coming, you know? Or like, if it's like this close to being done, then I'll make a post and tell everyone, hey, this is when it's coming for sure, maybe earlier. I think that's the best idea. But giving myself a release date when I've barely started editing, I think was a big mistake, and it made me miss the release date by about 24-25 hours, and that felt bad, but I was able to still kind of put it together in a way where I'm happy with it. I would have liked to spend a few more days polishing the sound editing and maybe a couple of the edits, but I think it would have made it like 0.5% better. I think right now it's basically as good as it would have been, pretty much. Could have been maybe a little bit better if I had spent more time on it, but to really improve it, I would have needed to do some rewrites and various things that were obviously too late in the game now to do. This water effect is just a pre-keyed water effect that I just kind of cropped in there. I shot this, you just kind of see my desk under here. If I were not to have the water there, it would just be the wood of my desk. You know, maybe a little bit of darkness underneath my desk. And I just shot that knowing this line was going to be the water line of the reservoir. So that's kind of what we did there. And here we get to see Robin finally do his thing. And this is, you know, about 8 minutes in, we're finally having another fight scene, which I was worried about. Is there too much plot and dialogue and stuff for too long? But it ended up working out all right, because once we start this fight here, it's pretty much straight up combat for the next 8 minutes, you know. So I think it works out pretty well. There's a good amount of balance to it, at least, I think. All right, Unstoppable Apple, thanks for stopping by. That was really interesting to do. I just shot as many frames as possible to get the sword moving slowly, and keeping it steady was hard because I don't use Dragon Frame. I should, and I will get it very soon, hopefully. But I don't. Making this, I didn't have Dragon Frame. I still don't have Dragon Frame. I want to get it, but I just kind of hope for the best. You know what I mean? I shoot the frames and I play them back in the camera as best as I can to say, yeah, that kind of matches up, and then, you know, I hope that I did well, and so that's how I do animation. So when I get something to look smooth, it's usually like a miracle. So I'm very happy that most of the stuff in this film came out pretty smooth, and is looking pretty good. Some of these scenes look like I did use Dragon Frame, which I'm very happy with. Will we see James Gordon Jr. since we're getting Batgirl?
Dad,
Yeah,
help.
potentially.
Let the boy go.
We'll see how that develops. I kind of like to do one at a time. I think the next thing we're doing is Batwoman. She'll be another kind of side character who proves herself to be very helpful, so they give her some armor and she helps in the fight with wearing bat armor. This whole flashback with Two-Face was a pickup shot I shot last minute. I was almost done making this, and then I was like, you know, it'd be nice to give Two-Face another reason why he's doing this. Like, it's cool that he's mad at Gordon because his face got cut up and he's all wounded and stuff, but it'd be nice if he had another reason. Like, what if the Joker killed his fiancée or something, and then it was because he asked Gordon to send cops to guard his apartment and Gordon never got around to it. Let's add that. And I know it is kind of thrown in there and it's not set up beforehand, but I feel that the Battle of Arkham City in a way stands on its own. It really helps a lot if you've seen the previous episodes, but this, you could kind of watch this on your own, on its own, and be like, yeah, I pretty much understand I can pretty much get what's going on. So I felt this was a good place to give Two-Face a little bit of backstory and go back and do some of the work that I failed to do before, because I was keeping the episodes so short, like, I don't know, 3-minute episode, 4-minute episode, no longer. So you miss out on things like explaining why Two-Face is upset and why Two-Face is Two-Face. And,
Actually, he's got some help.
in your universe, how does Two-Face get, well, Two-Faced? In Dark Knight, in the second season of the Lego Batman series, pretty good, maybe check it out. He gets captured by the Joker, and they tie him down to a table, and they have like a saw, and they have like all these creepy like sharp tools, and then we just see them like start working on him, and then we cut away, and the next time we see him is in the Arkham City Volume 1. He turns around and he's got this like totally messed up face. So we can assume they did that to him. And I would love to go back and shoot additional scenes that show the Joker messing with Two-Face's mind, almost the way that Ramsay Bolton was messing with Theon Greyjoy when he was turning him into Reek, and just like, you know, cutting pieces of him off and like making him think he escaped and then actually he was still captured. I'd love to go back and add that as well. I should get Dragon Frame. I will. Who's Batwoman gonna be? She's gonna be one of the cops, one of the female cops. GHTH Studio highly recommends the investment. Oh, okay, cool.
Grayson, what happened?
I didn't know you used Dragon Frame, man. That's awesome. So I had a feeling that everyone was gonna know that Robin or Nightwing or whatever, when he gets shot there, I feel like everybody, I don't know if there was anybody who watched this who was like, yo, he might not get up. You know, I feel like everyone was like, okay, he'll get up. We'll see. Well, whenever he gets up, that's when he'll get up. I don't think I fooled anybody there. But when I was filming it, I was like, oh, people are gonna think maybe I'm doing the Robin dies storyline, but it's no. The more I was editing it together, I was like, no, it's pretty obvious. Like, he's gonna get up and then just type the code in. I mean, so that's not the strongest part of this, but I think it worked out kind of well structure-wise. What camera lens do I use? I use a couple of different lenses. They're all L series. Here's one of them. The other one's on my camera over there. This is the one I don't use as much, but it's useful. It's a 24 to 105 f4 L lens. It's about $800, and it's really good. It's got image stabilization, autofocus, manual focus. With the L series lenses, they're more expensive, but you get a lot sharper of an image, and they let a lot more light in, so you get something that looks a lot nicer. Any of these shots on a kit lens, on the cheaper lenses, the plasticky lenses, you would not see this much light. It would be so hard to use the amount of light that I use and get a clear image with those lenses, so these lenses are a huge part of what I do. The other one is a 100mm macro lens, which is how I get so close. From what I've seen of other brick films, for some reason, my vision when I make these, I'm a lot closer to the characters. I'm usually I have wide shots, but I'm usually very close in. I'm like right up in that minifigure's grill, and for me, it just gives the character an intensity that it just, like, when you're this close to the minifigure, it just makes a different statement about the character than it does if you're like a lot of brick films. You're just really far away all the time, and sometimes you go from a medium wide to a super wide to a medium wide to a medium to a super wide to a medium wide, and for me, it's like, no, these are legitimate close-ups of the minifigure, which are hard to do without a really good macro lens. So I made sure to invest in that. It was nearly $1,000, but I had made some money off another film that I made, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it into this. And I use it all the time. It's the lens I use the most. Are all of my skylines practical, or are they all keyed in? 100% practical. They're always either a TV screen that I build the set in front of. plug my laptop into a 50-inch TV, and I set up my city. And for like this shot right here, that's just my computer monitor behind there with a Google image of a night sky. I found the coolest one I could find. I made it full screen, and I set up my set and I lit the shot in front of my monitor. It's kind of a backdrop, and I like that better because it reflects on, Lego pieces are slightly reflective, so you're going to get a little reflection of the sky, and you're going to get a little bit of the blue light from the screen, a little bit on the edges of the set, and it's gonna look like the sky is interacting with the set a lot more than if I green screened it in there. You could do that with a green screen. You can get that same effect, but it takes a lot more work. And so I always do my stuff is always practical in that sense. This shot again, this is in front of a big ass TV that's behind me in my room here.
He made it.
And usually I have like an iPad or something here again. Buildings in front of a TV with a video playing behind it of the sky. Do I have a job outside of YouTube? Yeah, my only jobs are outside of YouTube. YouTube is kind of just my hobby that I have a lot of fun doing. But yeah, I'm a professional writer. I'm writing a TV show and a movie right now for a studio, local studio, New England Studios. I don't know if you've heard of them, but we're actually shopping around. We're pitching a show right now. We're also getting I've written a couple of drafts of a feature film for them, and I get paid for that stuff, and that's how I make my living right now. And I'm trying to get my online degree finished so I can maybe do some other things and advance a little bit, maybe get into the development field, story development, project development, maybe at a bigger studio. I think that would be fun eventually down the line. But right now I'm doing what I'm doing, and when I have free time, so a lot of stuff that as a writer, I get paid up front for stuff, and then I finish it, and then I don't, and I've made a bunch of money in a short amount of time, and then I have a bunch of free time until I find the next thing I'm gonna do. So that's why I was able to make like 7 YouTube videos, 8 YouTube videos in the past couple of months, because I've had a lot of free time, because I've had projects that I was paid up front for, and then I finished them. And the client hasn't requested any rewrites yet, so I'm just kind of like, whatever. All right, I got money right now. I'll take a break before school starts, and I'll make Lego stuff. I guess that shows you who I am, what kind of person I am. I'm gonna play with Legos. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Inhospitable, that guy with the hat. I don't know what you mean. But what's going on, Desnog? What's going on, Spade Plays? Good to see you guys. Yeah, okay, so that's kind of my little commentary on this thing. If you guys have any other questions about it, I'm happy to answer those. How long have we been going here? We've been going for about an hour. So we can actually jump into the Discord now. I'll post the link to my Discord again in the chat. If you guys want to join, go ahead and join. We chat probably like once a week. We have like a group chat in the voice channel, and we're always posting random stuff in the general chat. So if you guys want to join that, that's cool. I'm going to look for... Oh, okay, we have someone new that just joined. Let me give him a roll. Master Bricks, what's going on, dude? I'm going to give you a roll. Don't you worry. You hold on tight. I'm going to give you a roll, man. Don't you worry. It's going to happen. There you go. Remember, I don't know if you make brick films or not. If you do, I need to make you a brick filmer. I need to give you that role, but I don't think it's a big deal either way. We'll figure that out as time goes. But Action Brick can't do Discord, but he'll listen. Okay, right on, man. So yeah, so we have Geo, we have Oak99 in the Discord. Right on. Okay, let's wait for a few more people. TJ Samudis has got to go by. All right, I'll see you later, buddy. Thank you so much for jumping into the chat for a little while. The dude in the mafia-looking outfit. Yeah. Well, that's everything that I want to say about that character is in the film so far. So we'll wait till the next one, like Volume 1 of War for Gotham, before we find out more about that. All right, so let me just put on my headphones real quick, and then I'm going to jump into the Discord. I just got to shut off my little speaker here. Plug in my headphones, and then I'll be able to jump in there. Oh, it's all tangled up. Sorry. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to plug in the headset part because I have a microphone here that should work. All right. Okay, what's going on, guys?
Okay, I can hear Ramsey. That's good.
All right.
Okay, what was happening? I was so confused.
What do you mean?
It's like I thought everybody was talking and then went silent, and now I hear a weird noises in the background.
Yeah, I don't. I just jumped into the call. I don't know. I don't. I just heard a weird beeping. That's.
Okay,
Thankfully, it's gone now.
okay. I was just.
Airborne Productions is here, but he's muted. Okay, fair enough. So what are you guys up to? What's new?
Yeah,
Watching
just
the stream, man.
just chilling, hanging out, usual stuff.
Right on. Lego Pete 3, what's going on, man? Claire Carey, great to see you in the chat. Lazy YT says oof. Okay. Oof. Oof yourself, my friend. But, alright, so JTH Studios, you have your Lego Justice League coming out very soon.
Yes, I do, and it's it's done enough that the other day I screened it to some filmmaker friends to get some feedback. So like there's a movie that's like I don't want to say it's done because now that I got some I think they really liked it. The response was very positive, but they basically just gave me there's a couple little things I have to go back and clean up now, like little sound things, because it's just there's so much going on with the sound, but it's like we're on track definitely for a release next week.
Fantastic, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
I look forward to it. Can't wait to see it.
Yes, thank you. It's so surreal that it's like this close to being done. It's basically just whenever I feel like it, I can just say it's done, I guess.
So when did you start actually animating it?
October or November, I think.
Wow. Okay.
There were some breaks in there, but that's
Right.
it was actually for what it is, I think that it was really, really efficient. Like I've spent more time, I think, on animation. This was rather rushed. I think the production, just because with me leaving for college, I had to get a lot of stuff done and make some scale down some stuff, make some concessions. So this was actually not my biggest production. I don't think.
Okay, I feel you. What would you say your biggest one was? Probably like the Kashyyyk ones?
Yeah, if you count that as... See, I kind of count Escape from Kashyyyk and Return to Kashyyyk as one production in my head, just because I just invested... I shot them completely back to back, so I kind of consider that one project, so yeah, that's like an hour of content right there.
Wow.
But
that's
yeah,
crazy, dude.
It's exhausting, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life when it's done.
Dude, I felt the same way when I finished Battle for Arkham City, because for 2 straight weeks I was either filming or editing this, and then for the last 48 hours I didn't sleep at all, and I was just working on this. And then I was like, I hate my life. I want this to be over. And then I released it. I finished it and released it, and then I breathed a sigh of relief for a couple of hours, and then I was like, oh man, I miss working on that. Now I have no purpose.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, this is something that I've obviously, things have shifted a little bit, but I basically have had the general idea for this ending to my story as early as 2013, 2014, when I was really started to streamline my animation. So it's really been a long time coming, and I can't believe that it's finally here. And I was a little worried about some of the I guess just I don't want to call them plot twists per se, but I made some really unusual creative choices for a brick film.
Ooh.
And the people who saw the people who previewed it are not really fans of animation or even know what I do per se. They're just general filmmaking people, but they really liked, I think, the direction I took it in. So I'm hopeful that the brick filming community will also appreciate what I did. But
right
You
on.
haven't seen the other 49 episodes of the saga. First of all, you're not worthy. You're not worthy of watching the 50.
Easy there, buddy. He's at 49 episodes. I don't know if I'm gonna be able
he's
to
seen
catch
all
up.
49 of them, and I don't know how he made it
You
through.
won't get anything.
Oh,
I've
man.
never sat through all 49 of them.
Okay, so Ice King 472 says, "Will there be more after War for Gotham?" Yeah, absolutely. I have to make a decision. Is War for Gotham going to introduce other members of the Justice League at the very end in the climactic battle, and then the next thing after War for Gotham is Justice League, or do we just keep going with Batman?
I think you should ease into it, if you want to do Justice League, like very like slowly ease into it.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to do Green Arrow in War
Yeah,
for
I mean
Gotham.
I
Oh, it's a very easy character to do because he's kind
still want it to be like
Yeah,
Batman thing, still Batman, a Batman thing, but like, yeah, it's like if you, I don't know, like it's Batman to be Justice League.
yeah. Because once you go there, it's gonna be really hard to just go back to just Batman,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna miss that
yeah,
once I do make that jump. Because I like just having the simplicity of like, okay, it's just Batman, it's just Gotham. I was
and it's
toying
like
with
one of
the
the things.
idea of like just doing what if we have our cake and then like eat it too, where we don't introduce Superman but we do introduce like a Lex Luthor or something like that, like Batman versus Lex Luthor, and then maybe we don't even see Superman. But would that be bad? I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
I think
So
that could be it'd be interesting, definitely.
Okay.
Hey,
that
one thing I'm curious about, like this is a question that was during the video, was that when you said that Penguin was gonna offer business with Joker, like take over Gotham and give a lot of money, what do you think Black Mask's proposition would be, since he's a mob boss during Battle of Arkham City, if he was in there? Like, what do you think his proposition would be as a mob boss compared to Penguin's policies or something like
I
that?
would imagine it would be similar to Penguin's thing, where it's like, okay, everyone who joins me is going to be on the right side, and we're gonna get rich, and we're gonna do this better than Penguin did it. We're not going to be stupid, but the way he'll go about it will probably be a lot crueler. Whereas Penguin was like torturing people, and in some cases, and turning them to his side, and like recruiting a bunch of people, like as many people as possible. Since very early in the series, he's had Deadshot there, he's had Catwoman there, he's just been recruiting everyone he can. I think Black Mask would be more selective. He'd have the same ends, like the same end goal, but his means of getting there would be different. That's how I imagine it, but I haven't put too much thought into that yet.
Hey guys, I gotta go now, but like I wanted to say something real quick before I
Yeah,
go.
go for it.
Really good piece of music that I think could be used very well in like a future episode of like a Batman stuff. So I'll just like link it in the Discord if you want to have a listen to it later.
Okay, great. That sounds
That's
good.
cool.
Thanks, man.
It has like a really kind of like I get a situation where like something happens and like the characters realize that, oh crap, something's not going to plan. We've been like backstabbed or whatever.
I feel you. That's funny.
I'll also send it to you in your DMs, Ramsey, because like
Yeah, please.
the chat could get backlogged a bit.
What is going on in the chat right now?
Just
There's,
people posting random shit, and it never gets old.
there's a meme fight going on. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's better than yours. It's like a meme dick measuring contest.
Well, what's going on, Comic Connection? How you doing, man?
I
Doctor.
got this, guys.
All right, I'll see you later, buddy. Dr. Professor Michael Tross says, "Are you gonna do more long story arcs in Lego Motel like the Lord of the Rings one?" Yeah, I hope to.
Ooh.
I hope to build up to something like
That's
that
cool, man.
eventually. I would like that, but it's hard to do because right now I'm really into the zone of making each episode its own kind of standalone thing, and maybe has a little bit of an effect on the next one. But to have like a big to be continued that 100% requires another episode that's tough, and I'm gonna have to think about the best way to do that. But I'm not ruling it out, but it's just at this point the episodes I have planned are not that. But in the future, yeah, I hope so.
Hey Ramsey, you ever had the idea of like including some special characters for Lego Motel, like say Duke Nukem or something like that?
Oh, that would be so cool. I don't know what Duke Nukem would do in Lego Motel, but if I could get a Duke Nukem minifigure, I would have to include him.
I mean, his one-liner is just hilarious. Like, say he's got balls of steel, or he'll rip off someone's head and shit down their neck. It's just a classic.
He's
90s
gonna.
one.
Yeah, he's here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. He's all out of gum. Yeah, I think he's got some classic lines. But beyond just showing up and shooting things and saying those lines, I would have to think pretty hard about what his character would actually be and how I'd use him. Unless he does just show up very quickly, just in a fight or something, just to say those lines.
Probably just show up after saying
Yeah.
one-liners. Probably be screwing broads or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I guess so, man. Right
Wow.
on.
Back to the idea of introducing Justice League in your Batman universe.
Yeah.
Like,
The Justice League would be
like
cool.
if you, it would be cool, but it's gotta be done like pretty carefully. Like you don't want it to do, you don't want to do it like what they did on Arrow on Arrow, the
Yeah.
CW TV.
Oh yeah, the CW, yeah.
Is they introduced Arrow's teammates, and like they added up more and more teammates, and like they kind of started to, in the later seasons, they kind of like they kind of screen time, and it's no longer an Arrow show. It's kind of like
I guess that is true.
it kind of sucks now because you know you see less and less of Oliver Queen as the Arrow, and
Yeah, I guess the other characters have kind of taken over like the whole thing. Because you've got like Batwoman now and stuff like that. I mean, what's up, bitches?
What's going on, man?
Not much.
minifigure.
Minifigure.
Good minifigure.
But yeah,
kind of to second that point.
yeah, please.
Oh, I was just gonna say for just especially on a Lego scale, when the runtime is shorter, I think it's even harder. Just because I know for me, I feel like the biggest problem with my Justice League series is the fact that I wrote the Justice League into it, and I put way too many characters in there, and like, by the time I get to Justice League 5, like Plastic Man has one line, and he's just a background character, really.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
dangerous.
you gotta be careful when you're doing something like that.
I guess what you could do, like an arc that's specifically a Justice League arc, like with like Origins and then Dark Knight and then Arkham City and now War for Gotham, and like next time maybe do Justice League. So Justice League, there's like, you can do volume by volume. You introduce someone new, like it adds up, and then like the final episode of Justice League, there's the big battle, and then at the end of the battle they kind of separate and comes back to just being Batman.
I feel like that could. I feel like that could work. But like,
I guess. But who would the villain be though? Who would the big bad like villain be though? I mean, because I mean, Darkseid would be cool and all, but would you want to save that and do like?
Yeah, like
you
if
know?
you're gonna do Darkseid, either you better know what you're doing, or it's way too damn early. That's what happens with a lot of Justice League films.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Lex Luthor, but I don't know if he's someone the whole Justice League would fight. Like,
I mean, you could do Legion of Doom. You can do Legion of Doom. I mean, that's alright.
Oh, okay, true.
Then
going like the dark theme of this, like, what do you say, Ramsey? You include like some anti-heroes to be part of the Justice League, maybe like say like Lobo would be part with it, like going with a darker theme, because how tough and crazy Lobo is and all that.
It'd be interesting to have them in the story and have them eventually at a point where they help out.
I guess, yeah, cool. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with like Justice League, it'd be like we at least need to know like a good amount of these characters, or at least like one or two of these characters, because like it's just like we only know one of these characters, and we're just gonna throw a whole bunch in. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah. But how many characters would you say introducing first though, like in the first episode? I mean,
well, hopefully I can introduce one or two members of Justice League theoretically in War for Gotham, and then every volume of once we move into Justice League Volume 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of those, we'd introduce one more member of the Justice League.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, don't be like the CW. Just don't be like the CW.
Yeah, and now we're all here. Yeah, I think that would be bad.
Yeah, just don't be all like, here I come! Don't do it.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Not the plan. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they're like, I'm sorry, but like, you stole his suit, you stole his Batcave, you even stole his Black Alfred, and yet you think people are not gonna think, hey, you're Batman. Like, come on. Like, you stole his Black Alfred. Come on, man.
Lego Pete 3 says anti-monitor. I don't know what that means, but okay, all right. Please elaborate.
Would you ever do like a video, like have a special Batman series where it's like basically talking about how the Dark Knight metal with like I said this before, but like say like the Dawnbreaker, the one who laughs, and the robot Batman with the Alfred's memory in it, like do your own version of Dark Knight metal but with Lego and all that?
Robot Batman with what?
Basically,
Eh?
in one of the comics of Dark Knight Metal, Alfred died, so they put Cyborg put his memory and his basically like his brain inside a android like Batman suit that actually killed his world of DC Universe and all that because he was programmed to protect Bruce Wayne, but Bruce I believe already died, so he's like Alfred's going on rampage killing everyone in the DC Universe and all that. And his
How are they impossible?
I don't think I could pull that off. To be honest, that sounds pretty out there.
Sounds like something
Dude,
straight out of Forest Fire.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds
Wait a
like
minute.
that sounds like something out of Forest Fire if he was high.
I think that would work in like Lego Motel, but
It
like
really-
that would be
Well,
funny.
actually, the comic's actually really dark, just because
Okay.
Alfred's like becoming more robotics and all that, and he's just killing a lot of DC heroes. And he was programmed to protect Bruce Wayne, but Bruce died or something like that. I mean,
Oh my god.
Okay.
Alfred be Duke Nukem in Lego Motel. I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Do you have
Nyasha,
something to add?
But yeah,
hang
would
on
you
one
ever
second,
do-
one second, guys. Nyasha Coombs, great to see you in the chat. Thank you so much.
But yeah, would you ever do like Dark Knight Metal Lego video series, sort of like how you doing Dark Knight Lego follow up with the film, but like do like the comics and all that?
I would use like little pieces of the comics here and there, but for at least for War for Gotham, I'm kind of just coming up with the story myself and pulling bits and pieces from the comics, the animated series, and still a little tiny bit from maybe the movies. Yeah.
Okay.
To see more of Poison Ivy, like we see like a tiny bit of her.
Yeah, she's like a background extra in this past
Yeah.
one. I feel bad about that. And Scarecrow gets totally shafted. Like he gets like, dude, like Robin is like One Punch Man for a minute there, and he's just like taking everybody out. And that was something where I was like, I would love to have spent more time on that, but I have to get this thing done. And
Like, I
so
know
Scarecrow's
she-
just gonna go out like a like a wimp.
I know she can be difficult to use because of her powers, but there's a lot of potential in her character once you figure
Yeah,
out how to
that,
keep her.
yeah, that's the problem. Is I don't think it's hard to come up with stuff for her to do at all. I have so many ideas for her, but to do them, she would need to become like a major character. Like she and I think War for Gotham is a good place where we can do that because a big plot point at the beginning of War for Gotham, at least, is we have most of the zombie-like mutants are all taken care of. We released the thing into the air, and now they're all cured. But the different mutants, not the zombie ones, like Killer Croc, Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I was about to say, release the kid Skinny Zack if that was another thing.
So those other mutants with the different who aren't zombies, who Killer Croc, Poison Ivy, and all that. They are still out there. So and Man Bat and all that. So the cops are going to be looking for them. And, yeah. So that'll be interesting. I can do probably a lot with Poison Ivy there at that point, and I look forward to that.
What's the new villains
Is
you're going to be
North
adding in? Are there like any new villains you're going to be
Oh,
adding in?
absolutely. We're going to have Hush, Clayface. We're going to do
Nice.
probably Black Mask.
Wonder how you're gonna do.
We do Riddler. We do Riddler.
Oh, absolutely. Riddler, that's another one.
Oh, nice.
How about Man Bat?
Oh,
I think War for Gotham, I don't know yet. I'm still planning it, but it's going to be at least like
Clayface. Oof.
it's either going to be like 3 really long volumes, like each one is like 10 minutes long, or it's going to be like it's 5 or 6 or 7, and then each
Yeah,
one
I mean,
is
do
like
what's best for you, man.
yeah. I'm still thinking about it, but
Of course, yeah.
we'll see what
We're
works
gonna
better.
see-
But
Clayface.
see more of
Oof.
You're going to see more of Nora Freeze.
yeah, absolutely. I want her to continue to help Batman. I want her to be like the other Lucius
Yeah,
Fox.
that's cool.
Like her and Lucius Fox she's like the scientist and Lucius Fox is the tech guy, and like now they both have their own role. They've proven themselves in since this past episode.
Oh, that's really interesting because I feel like she's usually just like a plot device. So that's like good that you're taking that.
Yeah, she was literally like she was kind of exactly that for a few episodes, and I was like, once we crack her out of that ice chamber and she can actually talk and be part of the story, I want her to be a substantial part of it.
Are you going to resurrect Talia with the Lazarus Pit?
I think there's potential there for more stuff to do with the characters. Who's making mac and cheese? What is that?
Wait, what?
Someone's jerking off.
Yeah,
I
I hear
don't like listening to
Oh,
it.
I'm probably near the water.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right, but yeah, I think.
Being your mean soul.
What are you doing, punishing your Johnson on my live stream? Yeah.
do I look like Gabe Studios here who beats his meat on the bus? Like, come on.
But no, I think bringing back Talia or Bane or someone like that, while there is potential there, I just think it really cheaps out what I did in this past episode. Like I think they might just be
like
gone.
a Red Hood thing all over again.
Yeah, I think they might just be gone. Lego Pete 3 says it's still bugs me that Commissioner Gordon had a cloth trench coat in Lego Batman movie, even though the real one doesn't. They were teasing us. Yeah, I feel you. I'm glad that I was able to get a custom one a long time ago, and that's been useful.
You can just buy custom cloths off eBay or Amazon.
Yeah, that's true.
Jordan... Like literally my friend Pug Dude Studios. He bought like 5 of them trying to get this one color.
Yeah, I cannot find a brown trench coat. I've been looking. I can find purple. I can find green. I cannot find brown.
That's a big spray paint them though.
Yeah, that's true. But then it's not cloth. It has this like thick layer over it. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it might still work anyway.
Spray paint is something that you should only do if you like know it's gonna look good on something.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a helmet or like a chest plate or a sword or something.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Jordan Films says, who was that guy at the end? A lot of people have that question. Was it?
Yeah, I had that question as well. Like, who's that guy at the end?
Yeah, like me and Gravity were actually like talking about that a while back. It's like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah,
there was the guy in the suit. I mean, it kind of looks like Joker as if he was in the Mafia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought it would be cool. I thought it would be cool to have a character like that where it's like, yeah, he looks like he could be the Joker, but he could also be someone else, and it kind of creates a discussion until the next
like
episode
Riddler or Clayface, you never know.
I want to quote James Gordon
Or
from Gotham.
what if it could be like crazy Rupert Thorne or something like that?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Daggett, you never know.
Ooh, I want to quote James Gordon from Gotham. It's a Jeremiah of Alaska.
I think it would be cool.
I'd say maybe like Victor Zsasz. Maybe that's my biggest guess.
Ooh, that's good. Victor Zsasz.
I love Zsasz.
Victor
I didn't even
Zsasz.
think about him. That'd be pretty neat.
And that moment you realize that in the new Birds of Prey movie, Black Mask has the hotties for Zsasz.
And Victor Zsasz is cool, but he's not like a agent of chaos or a mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would fit the description.
What does everyone think about the new Joker movie?
Dude,
I'm
okay.
stoked for that.
Looks great.
Okay. Yeah, me and my friends actually read the plot leak for that. I'm not gonna spoil it. All I can
Don't
say
say anything.
Yeah, don't spoil it,
I'm not gonna spoil. I'm gonna say this though. It's near Dark Knight level good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because apparently he might be winning an Oscar, man. Apparently for the role.
Oh yeah, and the Joaquin Phoenix apparently like his character has like a disorder, and basically he actually studied people who had that disorder to form it to make us laugh.
Oh wow.
Man, that's really cool. Because
Wait.
Jokers are really cool, especially in the Dark Knight. I mean, he's sick in the Dark Knight.
There's like when we read the plot leak, there's an obvious hint at the Dark Knight.
Yeah, in the Dark Knight series,
wow.
the Joker's origin is a lot different. I mean, usually in Batman, he was like thrown into a vat of chemicals, but Dark Knight, it comes from like childhood trauma and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know which story. That's the thing.
Yeah.
To quote the killer. Yeah, to quote the kid. Yeah.
When you talk about his scars, he says his dad did to him, or he'll say he did to himself and all that. So it doesn't really make it clear how he got those scars.
I like that they're going back to like a Heath Ledger style Joker.
Yeah, that is true.
We need more of those.
A big mistake in the Dark Knight. I like the Dark Knight Rises a lot, but a big mistake was just not mentioning the Joker at all. And
yeah, that is true,
like,
man.
I get
That's
it,
so
like,
true.
Heath Ledger was gone, and they didn't want to, like, tarnish his memory or recast or anything, but, like, just some kind of reference to him would have been nice.
Yeah.
Like,
Or maybe have, like, or maybe you can, like, edit in his laugh of some crazy, like, shanking on the bars, maybe.
yeah.
There is, like, a very short reference to the Joker in The Dark Knight Rises. It's very subtle.
Too subtle. I didn't get it.
Yeah, so...
What was it?
The end of The Dark Knight Rises, when they unveil the statue of Batman, people are seated in that scene is like a smile, so it's
one of those things that like you can't unsee once you've seen it.
Yeah.
So the people sitting in the room are arranged in a smile? Yeah, but that's pretty neat, but that ain't no Joker reference.
No, yeah. I think the thing that really annoyed me is that they still showed that Scarecrow was still in the thing, but there was still no mention of the Joker though. So what the hell was wrong with that?
You know, I remember seeing a teaser trailer for Dark Knight Rises. It was like, I think it was fake, but where they had like it was like a bat signal all green, hinting at the Riddler and all that. But I mean, I think I would have seen Dark Knight Riddler. He'd be more like very twisted, like not a goofy guy. He would actually his riddles would actually kill people or something like that if you get him wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's my vision of the Riddler. Yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted to see like that guy's Tim Drake become Robin. If they ever made like a Robin film or something.
They called him Robin in Dark Knight Rises for like a sentence.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you could have showed us like a prototype costume. Like, come on, you could have showed us a costume.
Yeah,
I see where you're coming from with the whole Joker thing, but honestly, if you just rewatch the trilogy, I think that last scene where he's hanging upside down and just laughing is even more ominous, just when knowing, like, you have no idea what happens to him next. I kind of like the ambiguity as much as I would have liked to see him again.
It does work in a way, but you can't... It's not that I wanted to see him again, it's that everyone just forgot he existed.
Yeah, that is true. You do have
You can't just forget about him like that. Like he had a huge effect on the city, and he was part of the reason Harvey Dent turned into, you know.
I took Gotham's precious white knight and brought him down to our level.
Yeah, that's a really good impression. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey Ramsey, what are your thoughts on like the Death in the Family Joker, where like he cut out his entire face and like put it back on like a mask?
Oh my!
That's my favorite Joker, man.
Yeah, I don't know much about that, but that sounds pretty crazy.
Okay,
why did he do that?
They referenced that in Gotham. They referenced that in Gotham with Jerome.
Yeah, like basically, I think it's like the Death in the Family comic series, and just he's like his attire's different. Instead of his like purple suit, he's like wearing like a mechanic outfit, and he just
got, like, yeah.
He's got like these metal things holding his face together. These metal like
they're staples.
Yeah.
He's got staples. Yeah, he cuts out his own face like surgically, then puts it back on. Like I can imagine he probably has like muscle all behind all that skin or whatever. Probably scary.
Oh, shit, man. Wow.
That's creepy.
And then you realize that Mark never did that again.
That's cool, man.
I keep forgetting that freaking Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy were casted for like the DC, it's like CW Elseworld shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
As much as like it's fine, as much as I'm happy we're finally getting their versions of the characters in live action and shit. I was like, we could have done this earlier. We could have done this sooner. But it had to be the CW. Like why couldn't it be a Smallville? Come on, man! Like you already show like 50 other fucking heroes and villains in there. Why not Batman and Joker?
Yeah.
You already like you show Batman's burning corpse in Lex Luthor's vision, so why not here?
I guess.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I hope Birds of Prey is going to be a good film. I don't think it is.
I hate to bust it to you, man, but I've read a little bit of the plot leak as well. It's oh boy.
Yeah,
I've read. I don't know if it was a full plot leak, but
all I have to say is this: dick pics and a diamond.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right.
I think it's from what
I've.
I've
a gay Black Mask.
Yeah, Hugh McGregor
sure why,
I think, is playing as Black Mask, I think.
Yeah, then like Black Mask being gay for Victor Zsasz and all that. I'm like, okay, what?
What, really?
I think it's.
Oh my god.
I'm not joking. I am not fucking joking.
Oh no.
I think it could work.
It might, but it may work very stupidly. Which
like Suicide Squad, for example. Like how that fucking work out.
The Suicide Squad didn't really work. It's a guilty pleasure to me. But if I look at it at a
Yeah.
critical level, it's shit. But I look at it at my personal level,
I mean, the
soundtrack's
soundtrack's
good.
good, but the movie sucks.
Yeah, like the action's good and stuff. It's a guilty pleasure for me.
I think I just hated the whole Joker thing with that, man.
Dude, like Jared Leto was so
Joker.
goddamn pissed about it. He really was.
Yeah, I know.
Like he apparently had like 20 laughs ready. And there's like, no, do that one.
Yeah.
He was like, wait, what? And the next thing you
Yeah.
know, they cut all those good scenes. Like, wait, what? And then they show him the design. He's like, wait, hold the fuck up.
Yeah,
Then
I know.
he gets recasted.
Yeah, he came across like a real like jerk because of the way that was handled. Because he's going around set while they're filming, like putting like condoms in people's like clothes or like whatever, sending people dead fish or whatever, just doing weird stuff. And then it's like, oh, he's really getting into character, and then he's in 5 minutes of the movie, and it's like, wow, what a douchebag! He didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
I actually heard one time Jared Leto
there was this one scene Jared Leto was in another movie where he was like totally batshit crazy. I'm like, where the fuck was this?
I heard that one time Jared Leto got crazy fan mail. Like someone actually delivered an ear to him, like a real human ear.
Ew.
Whoa.
Jesus. Jesus, mate, what?
A lot of things that I do understand about Jared Leto is that he had to work with that because I feel like the studio wanted him to wear like a purple glittery coat, which I hated and stuff like that. But like the Joker that I think everyone wanted was like Heath Ledger's one, you know, because he was the best.
I feel like if you're gonna live up to, I don't think anyone. It's pretty much kind of like with Will Smith and Rob Williams Jr. He had to do like his own. He had to do like his own thing, and the studio didn't let him do his thing.
Yeah,
I mean, we all know that Jack Nicholson told Heath Ledger not to play Joker as the role like supposedly takes over. So I'm surprised Jared Leto didn't go so crazy from that. I mean, Heath Ledger just got way too serious with it.
Why so serious?
I mean, he even
That's
locked
so
himself in a room for like method acting.
Like, who the hell does that?
But you see, like I would see that, and I'm not saying that it's good that it killed him because it's absolutely not. He absolutely went too far. But I think that it's like I feel like actual method acting right there as opposed to Jared Leto just being a jerk.
Right. Okay.
I think if he had like a therapist with him,
Yes,
he
I
probably
agree.
would still
He
be
went
alive.
too far. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
I feel
but-
like if he had a therapist with him, he'd probably be alive still today.
Especially Heath Ledger had like a hidden diary, and it was like supposedly these were words from the Joker and all that. They found after he died, they found like a hidden diary full of crazy drawings and words and all that. They couldn't even explain it.
Like, how the hell do you... Oh, yeah, I remember, remember seeing him, he was like, I never saw that. They can get all fuzzy. He actually told Christian Bale to hit him in the head.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Jeez.
Like the fight scene in the conference, something like.
Yeah, like
in the
literally,
police
he kept
station,
telling people to do all this shit to him. I'm
yeah,
like
actually.
boy,
punch him in the face.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna read some comments real quick, guys. Okay, so Nyasha Coombs says, "Who was that guy in the black suit?" Okay, so that's a question we keep getting. I think it's interesting to have a
mystery
cliffhanger where
of course.
Eventually we'll find out who that is. But for right now, I want people to discuss it and
keep guessing. Man.
I want you to ask that question.
My vote is on Victor Says, Edward.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Joker.
Or Clayface. You never know. It could be Clayface.
Victor's ass, Rupert Thorne, or whatever as a gangster. You know.
Yep, or maybe a combination of a few different villains. We don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Ramsey, you hinting at something?
Do you know Ramsey,
Maybe.
or are you just like?
Maybe I do.
Okay.
Okay, so Armin Film
Mega
says
oof.
that shot with the waterfall looked awesome. Thank you, Armin Films. I appreciate that. Lego Pete 3 has a really interesting comment. Heath Ledger was great, but that wasn't really the Joker. What do you guys think?
What? Okay,
I think the way he's getting at is that it's just a different, like the Joker everyone's all used to is the crazy laughing out loud.
If you're trying to do like accurate to the comics route, like okay, like if you're trying to do the whole accurate to the comics route, the way he looks, no, but his personality and everything, that's Joker. Comics.
Yeah,
His Joker is more
that's true.
dark, more creepy, and just I kind of like that style with the Joker like that. I mean, it's something. It's not the average Joker where he's all like jumping around, spraying laughing gas and shit.
Like the gun that has the flag that says bang. Yeah, he's very different from that, and I think that's why some people feel like he's not really the Joker because he doesn't make many jokes. He's actually just a creepy dude.
I mean,
but still the Joker.
Especially with his magic trick with the pencil and all that.
That was a magic trick, right? And it was kind of a joke because he actually killed the guy with the pencil. But other than that, like, what other jokes did he really make?
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it. Like, he might not have done the whole Mark Hamill thing where he was all like, "You real party pooper. Why don't you have your mask off a few laughs?" like that.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, but like, I'm always open to a different interpretation. But like Heath Ledger, like if you're going for a more serious route, that's the version of the Joker. And like, there's many versions of the Joker. And not to mention, he was based off the more modern age Joker, where he doesn't really need Batman. Batman's just in his goddamn way. Or no, the other way around. That's I got the Golden Age mixed up. That's Jack Nicholson's. That's Jack Nicholson's.
Interpret like both Heath Ledger's Joker and Jared Leto's Joker. It's like Heath Ledger's Joker's like more gothic emo, while Jared Leto's like more like midlife crisis. Like he's like looks like trying to be a hipster with the kids, but I mean he.
Yeah.
I think
the whole tattoo thing, man. The whole tattoo thing pissed me off.
Like
why?
Yeah, it was just too much.
And he shaved off his eyebrows. Why would you do that, man?
Oh, and not to mention, like, he, like, cut off his hair. Like, he cut, like, it's, like, all the hair he had. I'm like, boy, you could have at least cut half. You could have at least saved half of it and had, like, a crazy Joker hairdo.
What do you guys think about Robert Pattinson playing as Batman, though?
That's a good question.
I have a few questions in mind that make, like, this is just overall weird for that.
I know. I think that because I think, personally, he'll be okay. He's not gonna be Christian Bale, but I think he'll be okay because
Yeah.
when he was in Twilight, he was more younger, okay, but it was what he was given to work with. You know, he was like had to
Yeah.
act like a teenager.
Yeah,
But because he's more older, he maybe could play as Batman. We
Yeah,
don't know,
like-
yeah.
Not to mention, like, in terms of, I don't really blame actors all that much for movies because actors put a lot of faith in their directors, and sometimes
Yeah,
movies are,
exactly.
and like literally, look at Samuel Jackson in the prequels. He put a lot of faith in the directors, and his acting was pretty meh in those movies.
Well, he didn't have anything to do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
It's
come
not
on.
like actors.
Like, you expect a dude saying, "I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane," to go home talking
Yeah.
like the Senate would have sat your fate. Like, do you expect that dude to
Yeah.
sound like, yeah?
I mean, yeah, that is true. But
I
I
think
wonder who they're gonna
people
get
are-
as the Joker, though, man. Because
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but like Joaquin Phoenix, if he's still down to do it for the DCEU to replace Jared Leto, I'm all down for that. But if you're gonna
Yeah.
continue to have Jared Leto, do a retcon with Suicide Squad and actually let Jared Leto do his own fucking thing.
exactly, man. I mean, it depends because if his Joker, like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, is really good, the studio might be like, okay, we really want Joaquin Phoenix to hop onto like our thing. But it depends because like the Joker movie isn't in the DC universe. It's like out of its own like little bubble.
It's pretty much the
thing.
Venom. It's pretty much the Venom
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, pretty much Venom.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't know though. You know.
Mm. Yeah. Speaking of Venom, concept art for Carnage was actually released about a week ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a fight scene between him and Venom, and like it's kind of hard to make out what he looks like, but like it looks like they're going for like this anorexic kind of look with him. Like,
Oh, no.
Comic
anyone's
looks?
okay. Anyone's
Comics?
seen Anyone see Spider-Man Unlimited?
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that, except try to imagine more bloodthirsty looking, really anorexic, skinny, and
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and like
I can
it's
see that.
and like more of like a triangle shaped head.
Okay.
I mean, that's
can
what it looked
see
like to
that.
me in the concept art.
Mm.
Okay, can someone tell me who Cameron Monaghan is and why might he be the best Joker? Because Undead Merc
Cameron,
04 is saying
dude,
he's
that's the
best.
freaking dude who played the fucking dude from Gotham.
Cameron.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah, okay. I feel like okay, the last episode of Gotham kind of sucked, if I'm being honest, but
Really?
from
Why
his
do you think
performance,
that? Wait, why do you think that?
because
Ah, I
like
see.
it felt incredibly rushed. Like if it was a 2-hour finale, you could have the whole thing center around the
yeah,
bomb fiasco.
I agree with you with that. That is true.
Yeah. And you
I
could have
agree
like
with
more
you.
Batman screen time, more Bruce Wayne screen time. You could have had a lot of this crazy stuff. And if you really, not to mention, I saw the original design what they're gonna have for the Joker before they said no to that. Like, how the fuck did you say no to this? It looks like it's out of the fucking Arkham games. But like, if they went with that Joker design and actually like
Oh, wait.
had like the whole bomb situation be him, and just do all crazy batshit stuff, then that'd be a
Yeah.
really good finale.
Yeah, I mean, like when I watched the thing, I was like, "What? Why is the Joker bald? I mean, what the hell?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do
come on, it's
that.
been years, dude. Hair grows back.
Yeah, I know, but it's like what people said was like, "Oh, but he fell in like chemicals, you know." His
Yeah, so
health
yeah,
must
so
have
the
fell
other, yeah,
out.
so did Jack Nicholson.
Exactly. I know.
So
I
did
know.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, his head didn't fucking fall out. What the hell?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
and
come
who
on,
else
man.
fell in the
And it-
chemicals?
and
According to the Batman 1966 lore, Cesar Romero fell in chemicals.
Exactly.
He's all pale. He's pale looking as hell. Mark
Jack
Hamill's Joker
Nicholson.
fell in.
Yeah. Cesar
And-
Romero, man, he was like he was an okay Joker, but I felt like for its time it was good, but like if you look at it now, it's not bad, you know. It's
I
a
feel like-
classic.
Like I actually like him as a Joker. Like I think his laugh rivals Mark in a few ways, because like at times if you actually go back to his laugh, he gets at that high pitch that
Yeah.
that only Mark's able to get to.
Yeah. I think
I feel
Adam
like if-
West
I feel-
is okay.
I feel like if he was given like a more serious script and stuff, he would do a phenomenal job. I still
Yeah.
think he did like a phenomenal job for like the modern era, for like the '60s stuff. But like I still like him
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, I mean, because like in the '60s they couldn't do like a Heath Ledger thing, like cutting people or killing people, you know. They had to
Yeah.
do more of like a jokey kind of thing.
Oh
like,
fuck you, Silver
prank
Age comics, for being a whole sensory ship. So what if Starfire showed her boobies a couple times?
The one Joker that actually did scare me a lot was the Martha Wayne Joker, like in the Flashpoint.
Oh,
Whoa, I
that
remember
was
that.
Yeah.
that was a weird ass Joker.
That's
man.
a really cool
Yeah.
idea, though. the whole
she-
Flashpoint
It
thing.
kind of made me
Oh,
mad
that's
that Grasso
another-
guy fucked her up in his
Her,
thing, though.
her Joker by far really scares the hell out of me. I mean, the way she does. Heck, she even like tricked Gordon to kill one of Harvey Dent's kids and all that, and she's straight up like a torturous murderer.
Oh
Like,
fuck, really? I never fucking knew that.
Yeah, yeah,
She did the-
yeah.
Shit.
she does
Kinda-
the, she does the thing with her lips, like you know how Heath Ledger's lips look, but however she didn't cut all the way. Like she had like a couple holes in her cheeks and all that, so it seemed like one tongue
Oh,
hiding out.
fuck, man.
one hole.
Boy.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Martha,
like,
Martha
it kinda-
Wayne's Joker
yeah.
scares the hell out of me.
It kind of sucks
Yeah.
like when Grasso guy had her in his like Flashpoint vid. She kind of sucked. That's sad.
Mm.
And it happened. Just so happened Thomas Wayne happened to be Batman, and because Bruce ended up killed in the alleyway, not his parents.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they'll do like a live action Flashpoint film?
Oh hell no, they ain't doing that.
I'd like to
Just-
see it, but probably not. Yeah.
I mean, like in
yeah,
Flashpoint,
that's it.
like Flashpoint, Superman's locked up in an alien base or whatever in Metropolis.
It looked like he came out of the Holocaust. Yeah.
Aquaman and Wonder,
Yeah.
Aquaman and Wonder Woman are having like World War III and all that, and just
Oh, and
Yeah.
apparently Wonder Woman killed Shazam.
Wow.
Oh
I
yeah, no,
remember.
I think so. Yeah, and it's like Reverse Flash is like the real villain behind the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
apparently, was
because
it?
he went back in time to save his mom, and he ended up causing a paradox and all that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it.
Mm. They had a Flashpoint thing in the Flash show, but it was shit.
Yeah, that
Well,
was,
it
like,
wasn't
introducing
shit per
to
se.
Flash.
It wasn't shit per shit. It wasn't shit per se.
How'd they
but
do it?
Okay, basically, it just showed Barry having a normal life and everything. He still got into like the detective agency and all that, but Wally West is a Flash. He
The
had
Flash,
an
yeah.
arch nemesis
Kid
called
Flash.
The Rival, and
I thought the
that-
rival needed more screen time. You know?
Oh yeah, hands down, The Rival. He looked badass. I like this.
Yeah.
visual
Actor.
effect. Oh, excuse
His
me.
You talk about
Awesome
you talk about
as
the Reverse Flash, Yellow Zoom or something like that.
No, in the
Is that lava
in the
kinda suit?
yeah, in the CW show, a freaking Rival. He was like a red and black suit. It looked like
Yeah.
it was like dude, like it looked badass.
Yeah, but like they killed him off, didn't they? In, like the second
Oh
episode.
yeah, they killed him off. They killed him off.
They killed him off, man.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
like
what
the,
the
yeah,
fuck?
like the third episode of the Flashpoint thing. Barry just goes back in time and undoes all of it. Like, boy.
Hmm.
It's like, man, why can he go back? And then there's like the whole fucking thing. Because I definitely think the best one was in season 2, the Black Flash. I think what was his name? Zoom.
Zoom.
That was it. Zoom.
Heroes die. I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude.
Hey,
He
what
was like
about
the
you know what
fucking
that
best.
disappointed me was what disappointed me in Flash was with the appearance and abilities of Ragdoll. I mean, in the comics, he immediately like stripped his body like Mr. Fantastic, but however, he was just a guy who could just flex around and sneak in through.
Oh, Ragdoll. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. That's like in
I
the
didn't-
newer episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
particularly like that version because Ragdoll was more like Mr. Fantastic, except and crazier and all that. He could basically turn his whole body around like
Yeah.
rubber. But
Isn't he
basically-
wearing like a suit, like in the CW thing?
well, he actually wore like in some other media, he's wearing like a outfit that looks like it's got sewn together. And
Yeah,
hence
like
what-
Scarecrow. He looks like Scarecrow.
yeah, and he's like,
Honestly, I'm done with the Flash show. After season 4, I just couldn't take any.
I mean, there's so
stopped
many
like
series of
season
CW. Like it's all started with Arrow,
Do
then
not
came Flash,
watch
then-
season 4.
then-
Do not watch season 4. Do not.
No. I mean, the whole thing, I think I was getting too confused when it was like his daughter comes back, and it's like, what? His daughter's come back and stuff like that. Is that not?
Yeah, dude, just like don't watch anything past season 3 of The Flash.
No.
For Arrow, watch seasons 1 through 3, skip 4, go to 5, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Arrow. I mean, Arrow, the first season, I have to say, was the best because it's like the beginning of Arrow, you know?
Yeah.
I really do like
Batwoman,
Arrow.
we can only imagine what W propaganda they're gonna get involved here.
I haven't seen
I'm not
Batwoman yet, man.
I'm not a
I don't
fan.
know.
I don't watch any of the CW shows, but like I saw the trailer for Batwoman, and I'm not gonna watch it because I don't watch any of those shows.
Yeah.
I don't have time to
I
watch
mean-
TV, but I didn't think it looked that bad.
No, it looked not too bad.
It was
you know?
kind of, it was really cringy. It was really
Yeah.
cringy.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
And then with the whole thing, they think I'm him. I'm like, you stole his bat suit, you stole his cave, you break into his house, you steal his everything, you even steal his Black Alfred. and yet you expect people not to
Yeah.
think you're different. Like, come on.
But I guess they are cousins, so you know.
The only thing I've seen, the only thing that looks accurate is that her getting kicked from the military because she was a lesbian. That's the only thing that's accurate.
Yeah.
And that was before the wish don't tell stuff. That was for the see don't tell shit. But like I
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna probably do it in this modern world to make it seem like that make it seem like they're still being oppressed and all that stuff. Which I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see the debates going on for that shit, because there are people who
Yeah.
debate on this shit.
Okay, so Lego Pete 3 says, I really think you should watch the Brick Den's Batman Ascendance. I've seen that. I thought it was really
I've
good.
never seen that.
I thought it was
what's that
meh.
about?
I thought it was meh.
Okay, I feel you.
What's it about? Guys?
Two different storylines combined into one. Bruce Wayne thinking he needs to stop being Batman because the villains keep escaping,
Okay.
and then like the whole like freaking Ra's al Ghul breaking all the villains out and trying to like,
Right.
and then like trying to go up against Batman, which is a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Cinematography is really good, I'll say that. Voice acting's good.
Yeah.
It just strikes out in the last two categories for me.
Right. Okay, I see.
Hey, Rams, I can't remember. Is Hugo Strange in the Lego Arkham City videos you're doing?
That's actually an interesting thing to bring up because he was in Arkham City 3. I think he was in 3, and then in 4 he got turned into a zombie. He got a taste of his own medicine, right? And then the thing is, in 5 they released an airborne cure to that disease. So
They released me.
So I'm thinking, did Hugo Strange get cured? Is he back to normal now? Like, what do I do with him if he's not a
I
zombie
think you
anymore?
should bring him back, man.
Yeah, I didn't think I didn't use
bring
him
him back. Bring him back, then have Croc kill him.
I think, yeah.
That'd be funny. Just to see how that happened. Just like have Croc just fucking bite his head off Venom stuff.
Wait, hasn't Killer Croc has his like hand ripped torn off?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it was cut off by Nightwing or Robin, wasn't it? Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
his
just
hand
realized.
off.
You all remember Aaron Cash? I mean, Killer Croc actually bit his hand off, and Aaron now has a hook for a hand and all that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
guard from
I remember the
Arkham.
one point. Killer Croc bit Ra's al Ghul's hand off. From what I remember. I remember wasn't that in the Injustice comics? I remember that. I feel like it might have. Yeah, he
Yo,
bit off.
speaking of which,
He bit off Ra's al Ghul's hand.
Hey Ramsey, would you ever do a Lego series of the Injustice comics and all that?
Maybe. I'm honestly not familiar with those.
That's really good. That's like Superman
played the
turns
games.
bad, you know?
It's like basically like
Superman turns
Superman,
bad.
like he's angry that the Joker killed his wife and child and practically destroying Metropolis, so he takes over the world as a dictator and all that. So
Okay.
Basically, it's Super Hitler.
Yeah, and then like Superman just rips the fucking Joker's heart out and then just kills the Joker. And then there's like two sides. There's like Batman's side and like Superman's side, and like they have half the Justice League split up, and then they have
got a
like this
question.
huge battle.
How
It's
did
just
you
like kind of
do
like that, really.
the Joker makeup on Rachel?
How did I do that with Sharpies?
Okay.
With black Sharpie and red Sharpie. And then I accidentally blacked out one of her eyes, so I had to go in with a little tiny paintbrush and white paint, and I had to dot her eye again so she had a white eye.
Oof.
That was a pain in the ass. But okay, so JG Studios says you should use red clay for blood or some red liquid because the studs are kind of chunky and awkward. I honestly disagree, but
No, that's cool, man, because you're using like Lego bricks.
I feel like if you're gonna do,
Cool.
do blood, do you want to know like one of the coolest things I found out with practical blood you could use for like stop motion?
yeah.
Strawberries.
Really?
No joke.
Oh.
Squish strawberries, put them on your Legos, and holy shit, guts galore.
Oh man,
Yeah,
doesn't
it
that
looks
wouldn't that
amazing.
dye the plastic red?
Not if you wash it off.
Uh-oh.
and plus,
Okay.
plus Play-Doh would just burn through the Legos and all that.
I have a question
Yeah,
for you, Ramsey.
Play-Doh
When
melts
you
the
do
Lego, yeah.
When you do the rain effect, like when you said like your desk gets flooded, does that like do you have to place like a bunch of towels down? Like what happens with your camera?
Yeah,
and
so
stuff like
my
that?
camera's on a tripod and it doesn't get
Okay.
it's far enough away that it doesn't get hit by any of the water, but the water starts collecting on the between the studs of the floor of the set, and it starts just running over. It gets
Oh, man.
sucked underneath the base plate that I'm shooting on, and it starts dripping. And there's like a single line of water that just starts running off my desk onto the
Right.
floor. So
Okay.
I just
How do you
grabbed
get-
like a glass bowl and I put it under there, and then like another area started dripping. And then I just got a bunch of towels and just covered the floor in towels, and then kept shooting the
Oh
scene.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that feeling, man. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I was an idiot and just poured it onto the sink afterwards.
How do you get rid of like the water though? Do you have to like fan
Towel.
it out like
Towel. Or
Dude,
just let
yeah,
it dry out.
towel, and then usually when I do rain stuff like that's it. It's the last thing I'm shooting that day, and I'm gonna lazily wipe off the set as much as possible, and then leave it sitting on a towel, and then by tomorrow it's dry. But okay, so the action brick says, I like the Lego Blood approach. It's clean and impressive. Thank you, man. I agree. I think that since they're Lego characters, it's interesting to see like Lego blood come out of them. Like they're made of Lego studs inside. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it works. I don't know.
It works. It's
I
just
was-
like it
yeah.
works. It's just like if you want to go for more gruesome as a guy would, just use strawberries.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
was gonna
idea
say,
too.
I think that it's very much a personal stylistic preference. Like I've seen
Yeah.
literally like everything under the sun represent blood in like a Lego animation, and
Yeah.
like I think that I don't think there's any definitive way to do it. It's just like even me, I've done several different things in the same universe to represent blood.
Yeah.
Do I watch Lincoln Pop 13? That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
What is that?
He's meh. He animates in like 15 FPS.
Yeah,
Like, he
I'm
animates-
subscribed to him. Okay.
Okay, yeah, he animates like he's animating in 15 FPS, but his frame rate is like 30,
Right.
which
Okay.
is just it creates some weirdly weird animation.
I think I know what you're talking about. Let me watch a little bit of one of his things here.
Not to mention like his newest Justice League thing is pretty much Injustice meets Mad Max, and I'm like, okay, just like straight up 15 minutes of Mad Max,
Okay.
which it can be cool and all, but like it doesn't really go anywhere. At least for my,
This animation looks pretty good to me. I mean,
it's good. It's just like just the way he animates, I'm not a big fan of.
I don't. Dude,
Not to
that was
mention that-
sick. The way this guy just pulled the sword out and like then he put his hood on. This is really well done, honestly. But
Oh, I have another question as well. Will you ever think of doing Red Hood?
yeah,
Oh.
if I'm not mistaken, so Red Hood that's who Robin eventually turns into, right?
Jason Todd,
yeah,
Jason
Jason
Todd.
Todd,
After
yeah.
Jason Todd
Jason
beats him
Todd,
with the crowbar.
So I would love to do a Red Hood type deal, but at the same time, I don't want to really do more than one Robin. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know why
That is
Batman
true.
would have like a house full of little kids that help him fight crime. That doesn't work for me. Maybe it could be a bunch of cops that become different Robins. I could pull that off maybe, and then one of them becomes
Maybe,
the Red
maybe.
Hood. I'd have to think about it.
You're gonna have to put him in the basement eventually, Brucey. You know that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Plus, before the Joker became the Joker, he was originally read some comics and series and all that.
that is true. Yeah.
I remember
Red
that.
Hood.
Oh, and then there's also Azrael. Anyone remember that dude?
What you could do if
No.
you want to introduce Red Hood is to have like a new cop that transferred from like Bloodhaven or something like that.
Yeah.
And he could be pretty young, like maybe a little bit younger than Dick Grayson, and
Okay.
and something happens. He's kidnapped by the Joker or someone like that. He doesn't become Robin, but you like some disaster happens and like later on you skip straight ahead to Red Hood without him being Robin.
And Red Hood, is he a hunt? I'm sorry, I'm kind of a noob when it comes to Red Hood. So what?
That's
Is he a bad guy?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a bad guy.
Like
Anti-hero.
100%. He's not an anti-hero. He's a bad guy.
Oh, he's an anti-hero. It's just like
Oh,
he
okay.
his way.
Oh
He's
yeah,
still
he was
criminal.
in like Arkham Knight. In Arkham Knight, I think he was because he helps.
Okay.
He saves Batman at the end with Scarecrow, doesn't he? Yeah, because he
Okay.
shoots off his chains and he helps him at the end. But like in different like comic books, he is like a super like villain, you know. But
And I
there are
mean-
like
And I can't tell what the Joker's Red Hood was because there were times where Joker fell in as Red Hood into the chemicals, so I didn't know if his
No, no.
Joker who was a villain or something like that.
no. Apparently there were some where he was a villain, and then there's others where he was like in the Killing Joke. He was set up like he was
Yeah.
like pretending to be the
It
Red
all
Hood. He was like, oh
depends
god,
on who.
I don't.
Yeah, it all
like,
depends on who
yeah.
you see as the Joker. To
Yeah.
quote the Joker. To quote the Joker. Sometimes I.
Mm.
Sometimes another. If I'm
But
going
Ramsey, what's like your
multiple
origin of the
choice.
Joker though? What's like your origin story
Well,
for the Joker?
well, the most interesting thing is if you don't know it. So I don't know it.
Ah.
That's
I
kind
see.
of yeah. I'm sorry if that's disappointing, but I just thought it.
No, it's
I-
not.
yeah.
It actually adds more like emphasis to it, if you get what I mean.
Not even the
I was
director knows.
I was toying with the idea of. By the way, what's going on, Chewbacca Charlie? Thank you so much for being in the chat. Longtime viewer over here, and now he's in the voice chat. What's good, Chewbacca Charlie? What's
Nice.
going on? But okay, so with the Joker, there's a bunch of things I wanted to do in the Battle of Arkham City, but it was just becoming so long and like there's just too
Yeah.
many things in it. I had to start cutting ideas out before I could even shoot them. And one of them was the Joker. Every scene we saw the Joker, or at least a couple of the scenes, he would tell a backstory of himself, and we'd flash back and see a flashback of it. And so
Right.
the first time you see it, you're like, oh, we're actually flashing back to it. This must be the real one. And then he tells
Yeah.
another one later, and we flash back to that one, and you're like, oh, okay. So these are just he just has a very detailed imagination, and by showing a
Yeah.
flashback, we're implying that to him they're all real,
Yeah.
but none of them are real. And then I was like, yeah, but that's a little
Oh.
complicated, and it's not really doing anything for the story, so I'm just not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
It saved a lot of time too, because it was
I like
getting long.
yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes like if I ever did a Joker film, like how I would like show a bit of the origin, maybe like kind of like have like a bit of like a basically kind of like a okay, you know like that kind of like effect in Venom where like his head was all shaking, like you saw like the Venom eye like sort of like coming out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the hospital scene, I was kind of thinking like maybe doing that effect, except maybe like what he looked like before he was the Joker, and maybe like have like a bunch of like voices echoing in his head. Maybe that's how I would like hint at his
Yeah,
origin.
that would be cool. I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky. Going into the Joker's point of view is tricky because usually you want him to be like, you want him to be like Jaws. Like you just kind of see him coming, like dun,
Yeah.
like, and you're wondering what he's gonna do. But once you're in
Here I
his
come,
once
Gotham.
once you're in his psyche, which would be really interesting, and you're seeing things
Mm.
from his point of view, it's a very different thing than what I usually do with him. So I'd have to really think about how to do
Yeah.
that.
I think in like the media these days, basically in the films, like they're making more Joker, like how he becomes Joker is more through a trauma and psychological hell. However, some are still holding on to how he falls into chemicals. Like Jared Leto's Joker supposedly fell into chemicals, just psychological issues like Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, he always could have gotten the psychological issues from the chemicals.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. So this is something that I no one's brought up yet that I think is interesting. So GJ Studios is asking, where was Nightwing/Robin's mask in your latest video? And by the way, you're not. He's saying he doesn't want to come across rude. Because he absolutely loves my videos. I don't see you coming across rude at all. I think you're just kind of saying your opinion. You're asking questions. And that's 100% fine. So okay, so I have an explanation for that. So I was thinking, okay, I could. There's a practical explanation and then there's a story explanation. Let's start with the practical one because it's my least strong point. But the cop figure has like this stubbly beard. It's Poe Dameron's face from the Poe Dameron minifigure. And then when you go to the Nightwing minifigure, he's shaved. So So I don't want him to just be shaved when he has the Domino mask on, and then be not shaved once he takes it off. I think that would I don't know how I would do that, and I'm not.
No,
gonna...
would you add like what you do like Sharpie, like just like?
No, it still wouldn't look like it's printed though.
Not
Yeah,
really
it would
good.
look like Sharpie dots, and I don't know. It would.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it looked like Sharpie.
And then I was like, okay, well, you know what? He's the mask, the little Nightwing mask is just covering his eyes. So number one, that doesn't really do much to hide his identity. Number two, it's not protecting his head in any substantial way.
Yeah.
So he might as well just not wear one and just be a cop who got some sweet armor. I like to call it his. I like to say Lucius Fox gave him some plot armor, but because Killer Croc can't smash him. Yeah.
Oh my god! Just like how Ant-Man survived the explosion in Endgame, you dirty bastard.
Yeah. But yeah, I just figured going without the mask is cool because he's just a cop who got some extra armor so he could infiltrate this fortress and get the thing in there. He's not really trying to be Batman.
Yeah.
He might have a mask in the future.
Kind of like Tim Drake from like the Christopher Nolan one, like what they'd kind of done with him.
Yeah. Oh, he's okay. Yeah. So that guy whose name ended up being Robin. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
But wasn't Tim Drake? It was John Blake.
Yeah.
Was it?
Tim Drake, John Blake, same difference.
Man, I just lose track of all the Robins Batman has. He's had Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, Damian Wayne, Tim Robbins, and Tim Drake. Like, are there any more Robins, or is that just about it?
There's the girl one, I swear. Like, and when he's like 50, because there was like that whole, the Dark Knight Returns.
Carrie Kelly, I believe, something like that.
I think, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think so. I can't really remember though.
Yeah, just like Jason Todd, the thing became Red Hood, and Dick Grayson became Nightwing. Don't know what, and Damian Wayne was
his son.
Yeah, and then don't know what.
Yes, it's Carrie Kelly.
And then there's Tim Drake and Tim Robbins. I don't know who goes solo and who stays as Robin or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Barbara Gordon's Batgirl was okay. I kind of like how she stayed with Batman as like Oracle, as like a hacker. That was really cool.
Right.
I mean, her Batgirl was good because I think they had to do it more in the comic books to like, what was it? To like,
Yep.
I can't think of the word now.
Until like the Joker came in and paralyzed her.
The action
Yeah.
brick. What's going on, dude?
Hey man,
Hey.
Hey, Action Bricks, man.
It's great to see you pop
Yeah.
in, dude.
we all
Thanks.
love you.
Appreciate it.
What have you been up to, man?
Well, what I've been up to? Well, I'm as you guys probably know, college coming up. Actually, it's like next week. That's when I have the orientation. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
things have been really crammed up lately. And I'm getting ready for a party tomorrow, and like just a little like summer rap
Nice.
party. We'll be with my friends, and
Nice.
yeah.
Are you
know,
throwing it, or is it someone else's party?
Oh, I'm hosting it. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Just
Nice.
went back from like
There you
shopping and stuff. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So you guys, yeah, the new Arkham episode. I really liked it. I think your animation skills have just been getting better and better, and
Thank you, man.
yeah, can't wait to see what you working on next. Is it the Mace Windu film? Is that like your next sort of main project, or?
I think that's the next thing, and then I'll try to squeeze
Okay.
in some Lego Motel episodes during that.
Okay, cool.
He's like a detective thing.
Yeah, it started as that, and now it's turning into a little bit of like it's like Logan, but with Mace Windu, is what I keep saying.
Oh, nice.
How long is
Cool.
it going to be?
Nice.
Right now it's looking like 8 minutes, but it's probably gonna end up being longer just because I keep adding things to it, and I always underestimate these things.
Okay.
Is it gonna be like things where like Mace Windu's like being hunted down by bounty hunters and stormtroopers and all that?
Someone else, there's a woman with a force. Her son is force sensitive. She has a young son who's force sensitive, and the whole Order 66 thing is going on, and now the Empire's hiring
Okay.
bounty hunters. So we have Boba Fett and a gang of bounty hunters are trying to find this woman, kill her, take her kid, and bring the kid to the Emperor. And Mace Windu's kind of eventually decides to help them after saying he won't. And
Cool.
because he's kind of really jaded, like old one-handed dark Jedi now, with like the evil Force lightning coursing through his veins, making him act weird.
I was gonna ask if you were gonna like see. So he survived the thing with Darth Sidious.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Did he lie in the actual films as well? Because you never get to really find that out if he ever did survive.
Well,
I guess that it's implied that he did die.
I don't think that it's official, but Samuel L. Jackson keeps saying that he personally thinks that the character survived.
Honestly, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense that he didn't die, because in the Attack of the Clones, he jumps from a very high height when Jango Fett starts shooting at him in the balcony of the Geonosian battle arena, and he falls he falls like 500 feet, and he just lands like nothing, and he just takes his jacket off and starts fighting. So
That is true.
he probably doesn't fall that much further from the building in Coruscant. And yeah, he got his hand cut off, but he could still probably stick the landing on that. I don't know.
You know, I was younger. I had a theory that after he gets blown off, I know he could survive that fall. I used to think he might have fallen onto a flying ship.
He got shot with ultimate powers though.
You know, like how Coruscant has all those flying cars going around. So like
That is true. That's pretty cool. I like that.
There's quite a lot of those cars flying around, and also no one's really ever died from the Sith lightning. Like Luke survived in Episode 6, and Darth Sidious survived right after it was reflected back into his face.
If Darth Maul can be cut in half and fall down in this void and still live, I think a Jedi with his arm cut off, just his arm really, or actually no, not even that, like it's just his hand, pretty much.
The wrist. I think
it makes sense for that he survived.
Yeah.
Or a Jedi who gets his legs cut off and burns up in lava and all that.
Yeah.
And this is the universe where Padme manages to die from sadness.
Yeah.
What always bugged me was when Episode 3, where basically Darth Vader's like, "Where is Padme?" and Emperor's like, "You killed her." I'm like, well, no, duh. I mean, why do you ask where Padme's at? Because he just killed her, and all that. So like,
yeah,
I think all the rage just made him forget.
At that point, like Vader must have been like, "Man, I've had a pretty shitty day."
Yeah.
He just got burned.
Yeah, my legs got cut off by my old master. I killed my girlfriend. Now I'm stuck in a suit. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, so Lego Pete 3 is saying, why didn't Nora care that Victor died? Well, we don't see her like crying.
Ooh.
We don't see her crying about it
Hmm.
or anything, but I think it's the fact that it was too good of a transition for her to ask, "Where's my husband?" and then cut to the
Yeah.
shot of dead Mr. Freeze and then the other villains talking about it. So what we lose as a price for that really good transition is seeing her hear the news that he's dead and that he sacrificed himself. And then the next time we see her is presumably a day or two later, where she's had time to process it a little bit.
Uh huh.
That's kind of a Ryan Johnson thing, kind of like the
Where's Han? Yeah.
Where's Han cut to Kylo
Cut to
Ren,
something
yeah.
totally different. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a deleted scene of that, of Luke's reaction, and it's amazing. But I understand why they cut it. It was a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Transition is so good.
And no, to be fair, Nora Freeze is not Luke Skywalker, and Mr. Freeze is not Han.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of side characters, so I got away with that, I think. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But it is something Ryan Johnson would do. I'm okay with that.
I think it's decent filmmaking.
Thanks, man.
Man. So Nora Freeze is gonna become like more of like a main character.
She's gonna be the other Lucius Fox. Like he'll be the tech guy who
okay.
he'll build the cool gadgets, and she'll be like the scientist who knows things on like a chemical level and etc. So it'll create more potential for Batman's gadgets and what he can analyze and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I think that's
really
a cool
hope
way to
that-
go.
I really hope that new Obi-Wan film is like actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think it's turning into a
Uh,
series now. Apparently they said it's gonna be turning into like a mini series.
I'm hearing that it's all rumors and nobody really knows what's happening.
It is all rumors.
Yeah.
I feel like the like rumors like this have popped up before, but they turned out to be false. At least
Yeah.
that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I hope it's real, but I'm skeptical.
I'm skeptical as well, but this one does seem more imminent than the other times it's been rumored. Like they're saying, the rumor is it's going to be announced next week, so
Ooh.
we'll know.
Because you got the Mandalorian series like coming out like
Yeah.
soon, which looks really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With that bounty hunter, I mean, yeah, it looks cool. And you've got like the Star Wars film coming out like near Christmas, which I hope is gonna be good, but we don't
And
know.
did they say they had like a season 7 of the Clone Wars recently announced?
Yeah, I think that's also true as well. Another season of that. So you know,
Yeah,
you
that's
never know
great.
what's gonna happen.
Okay, so Chimichanga Productions Extra is asking an interesting question. So how do you get away with the Dark Knight music without copyright? There's a very simple answer to that question. I'm not making any money off this new video because I was like, this is the music I want to use.
Oh, really?
I'd rather have a really awesome scene with the music that I want to be in it than make like
Really?
50, $100 or whatever I'm gonna make over the lifetime of this video. Like I'd
I could
rather.
have sworn there was like a bullshit policy where people will copyright strike you even if you're not having it monetized or something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because yeah, that's a pain in the ass too. And I didn't even monetize it because I knew it was just gonna get copyright struck. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
songs in my new Batman video, and only a few of them got claimed. So
Ooh, I see.
they missed a few because I had a bunch of sound effects over them, so they didn't pick up on some. But some played enough without sound effects that they were able to copyright grab them. But it's not like I got a strike or anything. They're just taking the money,
Oh.
and it's not that much money. And to get the commercial playback rights of this music would cost like $20,000. So I mean, I'd rather just have them take my
man.
$50, $100,
Yeah.
and now I get $20,000 worth of music. I think that's a fair deal.
Yeah, so wait, if you like were getting money from like the video, they'd be like, that's copyright straight away, would they, or like not? If you're using the
Yeah,
music.
when you monetize it, they might even block your video. That's the problem.
Oh wow.
They're harsher with you if you actually try to monetize something that you know you don't own.
YouTube
Yeah,
is
but-
just weird. Like basically, videos get taken off for having a little bit of music or a picture, or heck, you even have it banned in your playing in your country, and you get VPN or something like that.
Right.
But I mean, as you said, Ramsey, it is worth it because, as you just said, you're using like a $25,000 music, which sounds like pretty cool, and it makes the video like so
Yeah.
cool as well
Yeah.
with the music. Which, yeah, that's right.
I just love the music so much, and I don't do this to make money, so I just figure like, okay, I'll take the song,
Which
you
is
guys
cool,
take the
yeah.
ad revenue, that's a fair deal.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a win for you anyway, you know. It's a win for you.
As long as they're not blocking the video or taking the video down, I'm totally fine with whatever they want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what would you do if they like took the video down? Like, what would happen then?
Well, they did that last year with Arkham City 4, and I had to
Yeah, I
re-upload it.
thought they
They
did
blocked it in like every country except the U.S., and I started getting mad dislikes on it because like people from other countries were like, "Why can't I watch this?" And I was like, "Shit!" So I had to re-upload it, and I lost like 1,200 views right off the bat,
Wow.
which really
shit.
it goes into the baby's cradle and strangles it at that early. It's like less than a day after you uploaded it. It's like now you got to re-upload it. You lose a lot of views and it slows the momentum down.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you're
in
right.
fact, that YouTube's currently getting sued for allegedly discrimination against LGBT communities and all that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, really?
It'll be interesting to see how that resolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it. I'm curious if even YouTube's gonna acknowledge it because it seems like most of the time anyone files a complaint, YouTube just fucking ignores it. Like they just seem to don't listen to
Well,
anyone. Or
YouTube's
It feels like at all times the only thing YouTube really cares about is its own image.
True.
right. It's interesting because Susan Wojcicki and YouTube as a whole's official statement on that whole issue is that they don't do that. They don't base the word gay or bisexual in the title of a video on the ad revenue or the monetization or how much they recommend it. They're saying that they have an algorithm about fairness and that the robots that run the website are designed to like make every video equally searchable and et cetera, and their official position is, well, there is no discrimination, so good luck suing us.
I think getting striked or whatever. I mean, they use like robots and they use people to manually look over videos to see they're up for monetization. And I think both have a flaw, like because there might be a person who's watching the video and just might dislike it because they may not like the YouTuber, or they think it's just inappropriate in general. So I just think having both robots or humans just is. Well, like there should be no like limitations on YouTube. Like, so what if a bunch of parents complain it's their fault for their child letting them watch inappropriate stuff, you know? So
Yeah, exactly. You can't blame something for that because, like, I think that parents should have like they create like parents lock for a reason, you know? It's like
Yeah.
use it, man.
So I mean, just everyone's just dealt this under fire. Like basically, like Monkey Jones got his channel taken down due to like supposedly being inappropriate when it really wasn't. But yet somehow Logan Paul's videos of like a dead body stay up and all that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so we have a few comments here. I just want to rattle through them real quick.
Go-
So Darren Wolin, thanks for being in the chat, dude. He's asking, where's Rachel? She is actually mentioned in a quick flashback in the most recent episode.
She's dead, isn't she?
She gets killed in the flashback, and we find out
Joker kills
how that
her.
happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next comment is Lego Pete 3 says, no, the news about it being a Disney Plus show is legit. It's being reported by big news outlets. Okay, first of all, you might be right. I haven't looked into this, but at the same time, something being reported by a big news outlet doesn't mean it's true. So also
that
keep
is
that in
true.
mind.
All rumor at this point.
Yeah,
exactly.
From what I've
Just
heard,
rumors.
it's 100% rumor. So, I mean, I would look into that again if I were you, but at the same time, I haven't looked this up in depth, so you might be right. GJ Studios says, I like how you have Harvey Dent, that mini redemption arc, but why did he go to kill Jim Gordon's family if he was trying to be good again? Yeah, so I explained that a little bit earlier, and I'm happy to explain it again. I think it's there in the film if you're looking for it. He cares about the city as a whole, and he has his own kind of twisted version of what he thinks is good for the city, and he explains that to Catwoman to get her to do what's right because he's kind of friends with her, and you get the sense that they care about each other to some degree. And then at the same time, so he's doing a good thing in that scene, but at the same time he's blaming Gordon for what happened to him personally because he explains that he asked Gordon to put cops in his apartment to protect him and his family, and Gordon didn't do that, and as a result his girlfriend was murdered and he was kidnapped and completely tortured and mutilated, and his face is sliced in half now. And so it's not that he was trying to be good, it's that he was trying to get Catwoman to do the right thing because he cares about her, and she's going to have to deal with the future because he's dying soon anyway. And at the same time, he's blaming Gordon, and he wants his revenge for Gordon for what happened to him because he thinks it's Gordon's fault.
Character about Catwoman.
So he wants to go and get his revenge on Gordon before he dies, even though he's a good enough person to want to do the right thing for Catwoman and for the city, he thinks. He also wants his revenge against Gordon. And he's Two-Face. So sometimes he's good, and sometimes he's consumed by revenge. And I think that plays out all right. It could have been done a little better, I agree. But
How many cares about Catwoman?
how does Two-Face keep his eyes watery?
I have no idea.
Actually, no, I'm curious. How does Wait, you know how his left eye's always open on his burn side? How does he even fall asleep if one eye's just open the whole time?
He sleeps with one eye open.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing.
Well,
Is he even
actually,
like that for?
I
Was he
did
even
actually-
alive long enough to fall asleep in the Dark Knight?
That, and not to mention, if you actually look into it, when you fall asleep, your eyes actually go up into your head, like they scroll up.
Ew.
Oh yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's why when
Why
you
would
open, if you open your eyes after a long
care
time,
about
it feels
Catwoman?
like they roll back down.
Wow. I'll do that.
Why would
Sharks
Two-Face
do
care
that.
about Catwoman?
Why would Two-Face care about Catwoman? I don't know, but we imply that, and that's
Yeah.
it's just there. It's like, yeah, I guess these guys work for the same. They've been working for the Penguin. You know, they have the same boss for a certain period of time, so they must have had some kind of bond. And it's not like they're the most important characters, so we can just kind of drop in there, like, yeah, these guys are friends now, and he's showing that
Yeah.
he cares about her by giving her this advice that he thinks will benefit her.
It's really weird because like
Yeah.
in Arkham City, like in the game, they're like enemies. Like, cause
Yeah.
she gets captured and then like she's like fucking scratched Two-Face face.
Yeah, I've seen that clip. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
It's like,
They're
in your,
jails,
like,
kitty.
friends, yeah.
Troy Baker voices Two-Face and Joker in the same series. It's amazing.
Does anyone recall John DiMaggio's take on Joker in the animated series of the movie?
I love
think
that
so.
take. I actually like that take a lot.
It's like the one where he's like sitting in an interrogation room. He's like, "Can I have some water?" And he kills everyone in the room except.
Oh,
Black-
under the Red Hood, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Love
John
that one.
DiMaggio.
It's
Okay.
Bender from Futurama.
So a couple of comments here. Lego Pete 3 says, "I like how you added a story reason to update your Two-Face and Penguin minifigures." Yeah, that was cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. Like, what happened with that? Because like Hugo Strange made this asset, and like, did you do that just to update the characters, or was like a story behind that?
No, I thought it was a good way to introduce. Well, it was gonna be either way how I introduced these mutant characters like Poison Ivy and Killer Croc and Man Bat.
Yeah.
So I was like, I might as well use that to update a couple of the figures too, and that that'll be interesting. But
Yeah.
okay, so GJ Studios says, okay, in response to my explanation, he's saying that makes sense that he wants his version of the good city, but still wants to get revenge for his personal life. It plays into his bipolar disorder being two different people. Yeah, exactly. The city into himself. And then OTC Studios just jumped into the chat. What's going on, man? It's great to see
Yeah,
you.
it's kind of like when the Batman Arkham Knight, when you do the mission where you have to stop Two-Face on the bank robbery. He's angry at Batman because he said he and Batman were going to work together to take out the mob, but the mob ended up like making Two-Face what he is and all that. So he kind of has like personal. He wants to make the city good, like to kill the mob, but at the same time he's just pissed off at Batman because he didn't protect him when the mob burned him and all that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess.
Then he went after Rachel!
What I really like about this series is how noir it is.
Thanks,
It's
man.
Really, yeah, because like
Agreed.
there's loads
Definitely
of different
agreed.
sides, and it's all like detective, and it's like just in a dark city, and it's like the most noir take on Batman I've seen, unless there is like a Batman.
Oh, later GTH.
Yeah,
Later,
probably.
GTH.
See you later, buddy.
See ya.
It's great talking to him. All right. Yeah, so we'll probably wind this down. We've been going for like 2 hours 15 minutes. So this was really fun. I'm gonna end the stream here, but I'll stay on Discord for a few more minutes and chat with you guys. But
Cool.
I really appreciate everybody who checked us out on the live stream today, and thanks again, Airborne Productions, for the super chat. You're the man.
Oh,
And
yeah, boy, no
War,
problem.
we got it.
Live streams are fun.
War for Gotham Volume 1 is coming very soon. I'm trying to put that together. I'm currently working on a new Lego Star Wars animation about Mace Windu after Order 66. And a couple of more Lego Motel episodes are in the works too. So thank you guys so much. I love you all. And
Hashtag
that's
release the kids,
stream.
Skinny Zach.
Exactly. All right. Have a great night, everybody.